I think it's good that every now and again we open up with a little bit of a boo to keep us humble here. Because once again, Chelsea have proven to struggle when they need to be consistent. And I'll be honest with you guys. What was it last week, man? It's just like this week, every week something, and now today, like I'm so sick of these types of performances that I'm literally sick. I'm literally sick right now, boys. So like, trying my best to be here, and it's a struggle, but yeah, this team right now is making me sick, literally, and I know some of you are getting sick as well. And I think today I gotta look at Maresca. We'll look at other things as well, but today I gotta look at Maresca because you're running out of excuses, my friend. You are running out of excuses. Big up to every single one of you. Welcome to your match review for Atalanta 2, Chelsea 1 in the Champions League. Be sure to smash the like button if you haven't done so already. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you are new here, check out the links down below. Hype up the video if you haven't already done so, if you have some hype points to use up. And also, bear with me. Be sure to look up at the memberships. There's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And let's just get into it. This is a game that many Chelsea fans expected a victory. Some would be okay if a draw were to happen. But I think no one, and I mean no one, the majority of this fan base did not think a loss was going to happen. And that is exactly what happened, ladies and gents. Listen, work got interfered into my schedule, so I wasn't able to really properly watch the game. But from what I did see, there were signs there in that first half, and in the second half, things fell apart. So when we look at the lineup, João Pedro comes into this side. Liam Delap now out for about a month is what is being rumored. We'll talk about that in the Casually Chelsea show tomorrow. Bear with me, people. Enzo Fernandez, again, 4th start in a row. We'll talk on Enzo. Another really bad performance from him. Pedro Neto gets his start on the right side. Gittins gets a start once again in Champions League. On that left-hand side, Moises Caicedo back in the side with Reece James in that pivot. And center back pairing, surprisingly, of Josh Achimpong and Badiashile with Trevor Chalobah at that right back position once again. I don't know what we're not seeing that Maresca's seeing. I don't know what he's trying to do with Chalobah at right back instead of Achimpong, but whatever. So that's the lineup that we put out. And for the first 10 minutes that I was able to observe people, once again, to give context, the work got in the way, so I wasn't really able to properly watch the game up until the second half, give or take. And from what I could tell with that first half, defensively, we were on our toes. We were on the back heel for the first 10 to 15 minutes. Atalanta looked like they wanted to get something out of the game. They looked like they wanted to get a result, and it once things calmed down, once we were able to, really calm down their side and really bring down the pressure of the game, Chelsea looked like they were in more control. They looked like they were more in the mood. We looked like your typical Chelsea side, possession based. Atalanta really weren't doing much. Any advances that they had, we were doing a good job of putting out the fire, suppressing them. Achimpong looked brilliant in that first half with the last ditch block. Even Adamana Lookman, when he looked like when he was going to score from an offside position, Achimpong not playing the whistle, getting a last ditch effort, and he looked good, and he did a good job. So Achimpong looking like a bright spark in the game, and unfortunately, fortunately for us, in a moment where Reece James finds himself on that left-hand side, gets a cross into João Pedro, who gets his foot in, a proper poacher goal, I would say, gets his foot in, the goal deflects in between the keeper's legs and goes in. So João Pedro finally getting on the scoreboard. I think that may be his first Champions League goal, maybe not. So his first Champions League goal, thank you, Scott. And good for him. We need him to start scoring goals. We need him to get confidence. But outside of that, people, he did not look good at all. Absolute horror show from him as well. So we go into the second half. Chalobah comes off, and Fofana comes on. And it seems that the game starts to take a turn for the worse. And I do kind of want to look at that substitution and maybe correlate it to that as well. But as we go into that second half, Atalanta looked like the better side. They look like they're creating more opportunities. They're knocking on the door, and it wasn't long until they kicked down the door with Scamacca across from that left-hand side. I got to look at the defensive duties there. Jamie Gittins was getting rinsed by Zappacosta. I'm not going to lie to you. Jamie Gittins looked like he was getting rinsed by Zappacosta. Cucurella, whether he gets enough of a foot to block the cross. Fofana unaware of who's behind him. Achimpong maybe not communicating it. I don't know who's really to blame in that situation. It looked like both could be at fault for it. And I'm going to say that, I think both center backs need to do better in that situation to communicate with one another and prevent that from happening. But Scamacca, free to just get into the box, gets a header in, and we're now 1-1. And kind of starts taking the winds out of our sails. Chelsea maybe for a moment looked like they were in the mood to get back in the game. Once you see Garnacho come into the side, and Malagusta come into the side, Enzo Fernandez coming off, and Neto coming off. Both players who have been playing a lot. Neto actually gave us a good chance, and we were heavily relying on Neto's side. Neto gave us a good chance to get onto the scoreboard. Reece just, shoots it wide, unfortunately. Reece later on in the half has another opportunity to get us 2-1, and just goes wide as he tries to place it on the bottom right-hand corner of the goal. And yeah, unfortunately, the substitutions eventually got nullified. They didn't make any impact at all. And it wasn't long until, Catelleri gets a chance on that right-hand side. Low-driven shot, deflects off of Badiashile, Cucurella, and Sanchez. I mean, can I be mad about Sanchez? Maybe a little bit if I want to say that Peter Cech or a better keeper. RSM, he's outside.
Marshall, I'm gonna be real, dog. I'm gonna be real, bro. This winter period needs to end, bro. I'm not gonna lie. The edge of this little bridge right here looking nice, bro. I ain't gonna lie, dog. I got the New York City, beautiful background. It's time to go, bro. I ain't gonna lie, man. This winter period needs to end, bro. I'm tired.
Who the fuck? Okay, hold up. Give me 2 seconds, cause
he me say raid. I told you raid, bro.
I didn't hear that. Sorry. Big up the raid. Who raided us? Cause I can't.
Lewis.
Lewis, Carefree Lewis, thank you so much for the raid, brother. I just noticed that. Sorry, Ahmed, I didn't hear you. I'm like congested as fuck right now. I'm trying my best to get through this.
Don't take that, bro.
Listen, everybody coming in, everybody coming in, hit the like. One like.
Thank you.
Me staying 2 feet on the ground.
Yeah, every like is for every step over the bridge, please. So let's get enough likes so the RSM can at least make it over that bridge, and we're not worried about this. All right. But yeah, Robert Sanchez, could he have done better? Maybe.
Stop, I hate when stop calling him Robert, bro. It's too close to my name. Can we just call him Sanchez, bro?
Sanchez, could he have done better or not? I don't know. But that's up to you guys. If you feel like you hate Sanchez enough, then go ahead and blame it on him. But just not good defensively there. And yeah, just Chelsea looked dull up front. Enzo Fernandez, my man. You looked like Man City Enzo Fernandez the beginning of last season. Just making the right moves, getting in the right places, but not doing jack all with it. So yeah,
he moves like he walks. He moves and runs like he's walking through custard, bro.
I genuinely feel
you don't even have a first touch, bro. You cannot tell me. I am not trying to
make. I am not trying to make. Listen, this is December, so this is already how it's going. I'm assuming how it's going to go. It's going to be shit for the rest of the month. I don't expect good performances, and I'm going to have to deal with. I'm just going to have to deal with a bunch of Maresca outers. It is what it is, all right? And we're no longer in a title race. We probably never were, and this is a top 4 race once again, just according to plan for the directors. Lovely.
Cup in the bag, man. Put the care about cup in the bag.
Lovely. And I'll say this. We can start off with Enzo Fernandez because he easily was probably the worst player on that pitch. I want to see what Enzo Fernandez looks when he gets a game of rest because holy shit, the fall off in the last 4 games, to me, it looks gradual. At this point, we're at a point where you can't even do the simple things anymore, brother. Give it up. Like, let's get you a rest. Let's see what you look like when you come back. And if you still look like shit, we're going to have other discussions like we did yesterday where it's like, again, not good enough. We overpaid for this player. It's just, that was hard to watch. And you could tell it really, really hurt us. And I need Cole Palmer to be back in shape sooner. And again, I really hope and pray that Fofana is okay and he's going to be all right for next week because freak accident. We have the unluckiest defender in the league. I am guaranteed Fofana is the unluckiest defender in the history of this Premier League because the amount of injuries this guy's picking up from ridiculous situations as well is it needs to be studied. But I'll let someone else talk on it. RSM, I mean, I don't know if you want to talk or
you know what I would say first tonight. So like I think I need to get something off my chest, you know.
Ooh.
And
I had on the train, so I'm
I'm gonna keep it real. These guys were getting chances for fun in both the first and second half. Just keep it real. You know, I don't know. Like our midfield today, even with Caicedo in the team, was wide open. I'm gonna keep it. I'm gonna be very honest with you. They were able to transition the ball fast and quick, bro. Like there's nothing for me to even like cook them on in that aspect. They were able to transition the ball really fast, really quickly, get it to their attackers quite well. They were on it. The thing was, I can't lie to you. At times, it felt like we were on the counter. I felt like we were the ones that were counter attacking. I can't believe I'm saying that. And you know, I just feel like for me, I look at that first half in particular. Credit obviously for the quick corner kick that we took to get that goal. Quick free kick, sorry, if it was. I can't remember which way it was. For that goal, credit for that. But then before that, was a good Atalanta on the front foot. They were pressing us. I think we dealt with it quite well initially, but they were creating chances. But after that, really, bro, it was really all Atalanta, bro. If that makes sense, it was just literally all Atalanta after that, bro. They were the ones that were attacking. They were the ones that were pressing. We would get into that final third, bro, and then nothing's happening, bro.
I'm sorry, Ahmed, what minute is this you're talking about, or what half?
I'm talking about the second half now. I said after that goal, after we scored that goal, like
they look up for it again. Yeah,
they look up for it again. And I think what made it worse was that like we would get into these positions at times, right? There was 2 times where I think like in the early in the second half where we really could have made it 2-0 before they scored essentially, which was with the Enzo chances, right? Enzo essentially was 1v1, and then, bro, I can't.
Stuck in, bro. And
I can't believe, bro. 'Cause
But you know why he cuts back in. You know why he cuts back in because you know
No,
if
I
he just
don't.
kept going.
No.
No! Stop! We're not doing this. We're not doing this.
I'm not
You know he's
doing-
not. Wait! Stop! He is not quick enough to beat those defenders. We know why he cut
Hold him
back.
off, bro.
No, he had to get.
He's not strong enough either.
No,
he was struggling that game. He
man.
was struggling that game.
Wait. Time out, Marshall. In that moment where he was 1v1, he had a gap to the player. He was already near the box, bro. He was this much away from the box.
And how
The
close
thing
was the
that-
defender to him already?
It wasn't that far. It was still far from him.
He was right there. The defender was on him the whole time.
Wait, the thing that hurt him was the touch. His touch was shit. Do you not remember?
Yes, because the players fucking shot to the ground. I'm sorry to tell you.
Sorry.
No, Enzo's just shit,
No.
man. Like,
I'm sorry.
like,
Listen.
the
Time
one
out,
element of
Marshall.
Enzo
We
Fernandez
weren't
mentioned
saying
him-
this, guys. The reason I'm saying this is because I find it very difficult to believe that all of a sudden something happens in December where our players just turn into utter rubbish when these same players we were saying early on in the season looked a lot better. Enzo started off difficult in the first part of the season, but now he picked it up a lot faster than last season. Now all of a sudden he's shit, and I'm looking at it like,
He's
listen, I
inconsistent
understand.
as hell.
No, but that's not even true because
Yes, it is,
hold
bro.
on, that's not even true because from what was it from January or December last year up until this point of the season, he's been consistent. He's been
No, he
performing.
hasn't.
Yes, he
He's not been
has.
consistent this season. No, he hasn't.
Yeah. Wait. Marshall, time out. I need to. I need to time out because like I need to hear what I'm about to say. Here.
And I'm not trying to even defend Enzo's performance.
No.
He was shit.
Listen, 2 things can be true.
Yeah.
And we say that he's tired and everything like that. I hear that. I'm not actually going to disagree with you on that one. But at the same time, Marshall, being tired does not mean we are not able to have a touch, bro. That is
Brother,
inexcusable.
no, bro.
No,
Like, what are we doing?
We can't. Bro.
It's mental fatigue and it's physical fatigue, Ahmed. I'm sorry to tell you, the sport is the best in the world. The best in the world. Listen, the best in the world. The role model in football. You look at Ronaldo and you look at Messi. What do? They stand out from the rest because the mentality. They know I have to train all the time. I have to focus on my fitness. Their world, their obsession is their career, right? We don't have Enzo Fernandez, for as dedicated as he is to the game and all this and that. I'm sorry, he's not at that level. He isn't. He is not the Ronaldo peak physical levels of the game where you have to focus on your mentality and you have to be tip-top shape there as well as a physical aspect of the game. He's not that guy. So when you're asking a player who is probably ran down to the ground to do all this, like, it's gonna affect them. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry, Marshall. I'm not laughing at you, bro. I just read one of the comments.
I saw the comment.
I'm
That's
catching
dope,
up
by
with
the way.
comments. Sorry, guys. I'll catch up.
Oh
with you.
my god,
By the way,
it's
and I think,
ridiculous.
why is Enzo Fernandez the only player in world football who gets this leeway? By the way, because when I'm watching,
He's not the
Caicedo
only
play
player
week in-
either,
yes, he is.
bro.
When I'm watching Caicedo play week in week out, and his touch is fine, and his running is fine, and he doesn't look like he's like 6 pounds overweight or running through quicksand, he's fine.
Bloody hell.
And when I see Bruno Fernandes do that, and he's fine, and I see like other players for other teams who
Bruno
play
Fernandez
week in week
playing
out
one
do that,
game a week.
cool.
really
Okay,
do
let's
this
go to Man
comparison?
City then. When I see Man City players do it, week in week out,
All right, name the
constantly,
Man City player.
and it's fine.
Name the
Rodri
Man City
before he got
player.
injured.
Okay,
Nico Gonzalez
Rodri's
is
injured
doing it
now.
playing week in week out.
Nico
Reinders is doing
Gonzalez,
it playing
who was
week in
there
week
when they
out.
conceded
Phil was
fucking
doing it
4
playing
to
week in week
Fulham. Like every single
Well,
player
hang
you're
on.
naming, Scott, I'm sorry to tell you, has a
Okay,
caveat
cool.
to it.
Okay, why can Declan Rice do it week in week out? Why can Zubimendi do it week in week out?
I'm sorry, isn't Declan
Why
Rice?
can Mikel Merino doing it week in week out? Mikel Merino,
I'm sorry.
brother.
I'm
Mikel
sorry. Haven't they been in the
Merino.
worst patch of form since they've entered December? They drew to
Mikel-
us. They lost to
Mikel
freaking
Merino can do it. Week in
Mikel
week out,
Merino, who
player.
had a stinker last game. What are we doing? What are we actually
Cool,
doing?
I'm naming you £30 million players. We're talking about £100 million meant to be best in the
And I
world.
never said he's worth £100 million.
He-
We had this discussion
He
yesterday
stinks of
or
piss.
2 days ago.
He's inconsistent.
Yes, but he's not inconsistent.
He's
That's the thing.
I'm gonna
He's
use
tired
all
right
of
now.
this, all of this nonsense about he's injured, brother. I don't give a shit. I expect you to take a touch.
I can't lie to you, Marshall. Listen,
yeah.
I can agree on the performance in general in terms of him being tired. But the touch thing, for me, I can't lie to you, bro. That's the one where I'm like, I'm not too sure on that one, big man. I have to disagree with you on that one personally.
Dog,
that's the one. I disagree with you on. The other stuff, I agree with you. I'm not saying I disagree with everything, by the way.
It's everything, though, Ahmed. It's like, honestly, like if any of us here right now, 70% of us, if we go outside, hoof the ball up in the air, and then get it down on a nice touch, chances are we're fucking it up because we're not professionals. Imagine being at the professional level and a Champions League night, and on top of it, you just played.
Marshall, you're using your own point against you.
My days, bro. But again, it's not even glazing. I've admitted he is shit. But let's also look at.
Why are we talking about people that don't play football?
But the point is, Marshall, you made the point yourself. You made the point, obviously. Before you go, you made the point, obviously, that he's a professional, right?
This is ridiculous. No, no. Because the absolute reactionariness of this fan base is so ridiculous. We were saying Enzo was having a great season up until we hit December, right? Yes, I admit, Scott, his performances haven't always been great, but he has at least delivered on GNA, very much like Pedro Neto, and he's one of our top goal scorers going into the season. Now we want to sit here and say he's been absolute shit, the glazing. Even though I just said he played a shit performance, we need to rest this player. He's exhausted.
Okay, Scott, do you want to go or can I go? Up to you.
No, you go, bro.
No, listen. What I'm saying about the touch thing, let's put it to the side. Let's talk about Enzo in terms of performances. He has declined in terms of his performances. I think that's fair to say, right? We can also say that he's also tired. Now, the tired aspect of the thing...
Vic. I hope this is a real quote, Vic.
Listen,
I changed Enzo and Chalobah because they are playing every minute in every game.
Wait. And but this is where again I come back to something else, Marshall. Right? We talk about Enzo, his poor performances, like everything like that. But then I come back to okay, then if that's the case, we need to start playing Santos. Then if you are telling me,
and that's where I said the beginning. Did I not say the beginning of the stream? I'm sorry, I'm crashing out, guys. It's just I'm so annoyed that we've lost this game again.
Breathe, okay. Listen, take your breath.
Yeah,
okay.
And I can breathe again. Thank you.
Listen, this is why today I obviously didn't finish my point about the game, right? But like the point I've made today is that a lot of it is due to both the players and then the manager himself, right? It's on both. There's two situations that have occurred here. The problem for me in terms of Enzo at the end of the day, we and you have a disagreement, but I expect you to take a touch that at the very least to be able to control it. If you can't, like, obviously beat the guy in terms of pace, fair play, but at least hold the ball. That's all I can ask from you, bro. Right? But obviously after those two chances in regards to Enzo, after that, bro, they attacked, they started pressing a little bit, and Skamaka crushed it. I don't know what Fofana was doing. Fofana was asleep, bro. Fofana went to sleep, bro. He was... I can't believe that he didn't check it. Like I saw one of my mates was trying to like complain about Chimpong, and I was telling him, Chimpong's gone in the back post. I think Lukman was behind him. We can't expect that. You can't expect that to him, bro. It's actually what's it called? It's actually unacceptable what happened there with Fofana. We then obviously then did the Tosin then came on afterwards. Now low-key, I can't blame Tosin. I hate to say it.
I can't, but I was nervous when he came on. I can't lie. I was really nervous when he came on.
I hate to say it, but you can't blame him for that, right? You can't blame Tosin for that. But then I think there's like this issue I had here, which is that Maresca had 7 defenders on the pitch, bro. Towards the end of the game. 7
defensive players.
7 defensive players, bro. That is criminal. I can't lie to you. From a managerial perspective, that is criminal. How can you have 7 guys on there, bro? That's just, it's just, you can't excuse that. Then there's the thing of, I felt like there was a bit too much, there was over-rotation that happened today. If we're being fair, the rotation today was a bit too much. Let's keep it real. Did not need to rotate that heavily. Did not need to do that.
I don't understand. Can someone explain to me why Maresca decided to play Chalobah and Achimpong? And at that, like, I saw, listen, I thought they were fine. I saw on the formation, right, on Google that it was Achimpong at that right back position when that's easily like a Chalobah position, right? Or not? I'm sorry. I flip flopped that. Chalobah in that right back position, when that could easily be Achimpong. And not only that, like, and I know, Scott, I know you said they're fine, but this is where I go back to the same argument that I'm gonna have for Enzo, right? If Chalobah had a bad performance today, I would have told you, bro, this player is fucking tired. He has played every game in a row since Barcelona.
There's a difference with the Chalobah thing in terms of there's no one else to play. Like, there's legit no one else to play because you can't play Tosin, and if you play what's his face, Achimpong at centre back, which I'm calm with doing. I thought he was great. I thought he was the best player on the pitch by a mile. For us anyway. Then you got to play Gusto at right back, and Gusto plays every fucking game. So like with the defense, we've talked about this on the last stream. This is
the first time I've said reactionary in this stream ever.
I think that
or something, but okay, go ahead.
I think that Scott. What's it called? With the defense, there are some elements you can kind of allow in terms of the lack of rotation or the need of certain guys playing, because like we are effectively down to 4 centre backs.
Yeah,
effectively, because one is injured and one we never want to see play again. So we are effectively down to 4 centre backs. One of those is really a right back. People can say Hato after the Karabag performance. I don't think he's playing centre back again. We're effectively down to 4 centre backs. One of those 4 needs to be rotated on a game-by-game basis because he's injury-prone, heavily injury-prone. In fact, 2 of those need to be rotated. So you have 2 centre-backs on a consistent basis, and that's Achimpong and Chalobah. So, like, the centre-backs I can allow to an extent in terms of the lack of rotation. Like, because the numbers don't work. Ahmed said it best earlier. Why am I watching Enzo Fernandez play like shit week in, week out for 3 straight games, by the way, and there's no repercussions? And even him getting subbed in this game was due to load management. It wasn't because he played like shit. It was because of load management. But Santos can have 1 bad game against Leeds. He's not seen from again. Bro is in the shadow realm. Josh, before this game, 90 minutes against Wolves in the Cup. And before that, it was 8 minutes against Barcelona. And then the last game he played was Sunderland. He has not played the last 5 games in the league. Shadow realm. And he was the best player on the pitch today. This trust thing, no Esteval again today, despite the fact he's been our best player in the Champions League.
That also baffles me.
Say what you want about. Say what you want about.
He is a coward, bro. And this trust bullshit is pissing me off.
I'll be honest with you two. Listen here, Kukurea is looking cooked. I've said this for a while now.
He's struggling. He's been struggling lately. I'm not gonna lie.
Remember the last season, one of the points I bring up consistently was, let's not overplay this fella. The moment we can do so, there's gonna be happening.
What game was it? There was a game recently where he was at. I think it was Leeds. He was at fault for one of the Leeds goals, which is unnormal for him.
This could work. It's not great, but it could work. But the problem, one of the problems with the Kukurea thing is the guy you've got as his backup isn't a like-for-like replacement in terms of he can't do the inverting and he can't do the getting forward. So he's not a like-for-like replacement. So in this type of game where luckily you had Achimpong who could invert if you wanted to, and it would have still worked because he's done that last season, and you could have just moved Fofana across to right centre-back, Badiashile central centre-back, Hato on left-back, or left centre-back. You could have still made it work, but you don't have a guy who's a like-for-like replacement because he's more of a centre-back rather than, like, he's more of like a guy who wants to, like, tuck in rather than get forward, at least currently, because he's only played like 300 minutes all season. So he hasn't even got to a point where you've developed him so far this season, we're halfway through the season, to be comfortable going forward.
Can I be?
So, like,
this team's. Can you be up Kai's comment? Can you be up Kai's comment? I'm not sure what to tell you, Kai, bro. But this is our current situation.
He's played like 4 games.
We have to deal with our current situation. These are young players. These guys are gonna play bad and they're gonna have good games. If you do not give them a consistent run of games or games for them to actually develop and improve upon, they're gonna be shit. That's just the reality, bro. They're not going to improve in training. Training can only help you.
You know why Kai said that comment? Because it's Enzo he's replacing, by the way. If we're talking about Gittins and Garnacho, bro's not giving a shit who plays. Because it's Enzo that's being replaced because he's been dog shit in the last 3 games, by the way. Like, he's been shit. Like, he's been our worst player, arguably, in 3 games straight.
I just think
that's the thing, though. Like, I can admit Enzo's been bad, but I can also, like...
look
at it from the outside and be like, okay, maybe this is why, because I know there's not a bad player here.
Dude, Marshall, someone brought up earlier, his bads are astronomically bad. Like he
they're
is
bad.
the worst player we've ever seen play football.
But the thing is, the part of the reason that is though, part of the reason that is not necessarily the quality of the player. It's more so the system, because when Enzo is shit, I'm sorry, Maresca depends on Enzo to be that creative outlet in that midfield, to make those passes through the middle, to make the runs that you saw him make. Like, of all of our attackers, and this is pathetic to say, of all of our attackers, maybe even you could make the debate for Neto. Of all of our attackers, the only one that looked like he was making clear-cut chances was Enzo. And then Enzo was also the same one that was flopping in the box when it came to finishing those chances or doing something.
I think today disproved the system thing, because we had the debate the other day about like how do you get the best out of Enzo? And I said, because we've been got discussed on Lewis's channel, a midfield three. He played in the midfield three today, and he stunk. He reeked. And like, so I don't think he's just inconsistent. Like, he's just a highly inconsistent player, which is cool when you're not one of the focal points of our team, and you're not a £100 million player, and you're not the captain or vice captain who we have to rely on a week-to-week basis. Like, if he was Santos, or if he was Dewsbury Hall, if he was Buonanotte, these inconsistencies are calm, because I expect that from those players. You're Enzo Fernandez, you're a World Cup winning midfielder. Like, I expect a level from you, which you have not shown consistently ever since you've been in this football club outside of 6 months at the start of when he joined. And
6
even
months
then,
is a good amount of time.
Marshall, we are and a half, we are 3 years nearly into his tenure at this football club.
But the thing is, like, Scott, like, I don't like when you get rid of the context in your analysis, because I know you're better than this.
No, because again, Marshall, you want to say
under Pochettino, who was good?
That's cool. Oh, cool. Marshall. Let's do the inverse of that, because you don't want to bring that conversation.
What?
We were 12th under Graham Potter. He was the best of a bad bunch.
Yeah.
How did that work out for Felix, who was then shit everywhere else he went?
He ended up getting sold, and Enzo was the best of a bad bunch. I agree with you.
Cool. So what does that mean? If you're the best of a bad bunch and a team that finishes 12th, who really cares?
The following season, season for everyone, right? And then the season after that, slow start, and then the 6 months you're referring to right now. We're in the first 3 months where
6 months under Potter, to be honest.
So he wasn't good for you after December last season. Or he wasn't consistent. That was the word we were saying.
Not performance-wise. I'm talking because GNA is cool. Bruno Fernandes can do that and scam his way into talks of player of the season. In terms of performances to that level, it was pretty much what's it called? The 6 months under Potter. In terms of consistent performances, right? Even that 6 months under Maresca, there were games. I think of Villa. I think it was away or home. He was shit that game, but scored. So he would have games last season where he would do that. He would score, get an assist, but mostly play like crap. He would just do the usual Bruno Fernandes kind of thing. So, and he's done that at times this season, which is why I say, from performance-wise, he is a wildly inconsistent player. Which,
Listen,
and I'm not holding, and again, you can say we're on about overplayed. That's cool and all, but when with Rice, Caicedo, Rodri, obviously before he got injured, Bernardo Silva before he got old, even actually now he is. These guys play week in, week out for teams in multiple competitions, and the level does not drop.
That's not true, though.
But when you're saying
you could literally look at Declan Rice's last 5 games, bro. Ever since December started, Arsenal have not been looking great either. They just lost to Aston Villa, who were in relegation a month ago.
Yes,
they just dropped points to us when we were 10 men. We were down to 10 men.
Yes,
they dropped to Sunderland. Who else? Who just beat Sunderland this past week? It was Man City. Man City beat them comfortably. And this is supposed to be the best team. Like, again, like there's context to what you're saying, and I understand.
Okay, hold on, Marshall. So let's compare a guy who's never been consistent for
not
us.
That much. I agree. Months. Okay, Danish Maldini, I agree with that comment. Not that much, but it has dropped.
But Danish, we don't have to use that argument. You're talking about a guy whose level has dropped in the last 5 games to a guy who has been wildly inconsistent nearly his entire time.
That's not true. Bayern. Sorry. Not you. The comment. Just go ahead.
But again, Caicedo is still one bad game out of how many?
I know.
What's it called? you said about Declan Rice's last 5 games. I don't necessarily agree, or maybe the level hasn't dropped that much.
Against
Let's
10 men
use that.
Chelsea, I know that he was.
Let's use that. That's last 5 games. We're talking about our player who's been wildly inconsistent basically since he's got here. And we've had to hear the injury excuse or the overplayed excuse for this is the 3rd year now. I allowed it under Poch because he was a terrorist and you could tell there was an issue there. But the last 2 years, I'm not hearing that excuse. Because number one, I thought the issue in terms of injuries was fixed with the fact that he had the surgery, he was out for a long time. And number two, you only get that grace period of being injured and being like overplayed and this, that, and the other, and putting in these level performances for so long. Because like I said, there are so many players who have the same thing. They get overplayed. Cucurella is another one. We just talked about him being overplayed, but for the most part, the level doesn't drop. The ability doesn't drop. The touch doesn't drop. The stuff he's good at doesn't drop. I can allow Enzo, for example, maybe you can't get around the pitch as easily as normal, right? Your touch, passing, shooting should still be on point. The other technical stuff should still be on point. And it's not.
Yeah, listen, I think we're just going to have to disagree on this because, like, as much as, like, and let's just get this clear. I'm not defending Enzo's performance today. I'm just adding context to it because, again, I in Enzo's time here, including last season, at no point did I look at that player and say, we have £100 million player. That's just the reality of Enzo Fernandez. He's never going to live up to the price tag. And it is what it is at this point, right? We're just going to have to hold that. We're going to have to eat it. And it is what it is. We don't have a £100 million player, even though we paid that much for him. So then I have to just take that price tag away from him and analyze him for what he's given me on the pitch. And at his best, and that's the other thing too, there is also context to all this. People who used to criticize him under the Graham Potter era when he was what some people say at his best, Scott would argue that he wasn't giving us GNA. People were critical of him. We were here, Calm being one of them, and all these other chatters that would come in, Enzo Fernandez, all this and that. Now he gives you GNA. Now we're criticizing the fact that he doesn't give you the creativity. It's a lose-lose at this point. So for me, I have to look at what he's done at the peak, right? The goals and assists. And I know what he can be at his best. And right now he's not playing at his best. And I'm not going to say it's entirely the rest of the team around him. I think him specifically, he's being run down to the ground. He is. And Maresca, this is where I put it on Maresca too. Like, this lineup was very questionable from Maresca. Very, very questionable. Why isn't Esteval playing? He's fully rested. He can definitely get a goal and do something in this game and involve it. I'm happy you finally decided to play Achenbong, but where's Andre Santos? Andre Santos, who also hasn't played since Leeds, he could definitely do something against Atalanta. Like, what is the selection? What are we doing? Guiu, why aren't you giving him minutes? Because, okay, cool, João Pedro scored,
I mean,
but outside of that...
Well, you don't think João Pedro did a lot of good things in the box, like getting the right places? It's just the cost.
Do you think he did?
Out of all the attackers, I thought he was our best attacker. Like Lincoln.
Wow.
I agree with that as well.
Yeah, like what else did you think like he should have done?
I thought he wasn't doing anything at all outside of the goal.
Amazing, but I thought he was all right.
I thought it was a typical João Pedro performance where we get nothing out of it and he got a goal. Cool. The same thing we criticize Enzo Fernandez for as well.
I mean,
got a GNA, but didn't do anything else after that.
No, but Enzo today was shocking on the ball. Like even
no, he was bad. Yeah, he was bad. Yeah. He was bad.
But
easily the worst player.
I'll come back to again. I'll come back to again of João Pedro. What did we create for him today? What was the food? What was the service that we created for him?
Ahmed, how many times are we gonna have to do this conversation of what are we creating for our strikers, bro? At some point, like, when will we have this conversation of like, what did our striker do for me? Why do we gotta do everything for the striker, bro?
Because
he had one golden opportunity, and the others, like, they were close, but like they didn't get to him.
Bro,
like,
we literally created 2 chances for his brother, and one of them he scored. The other one, the goalkeeper made a good save on. The other one was at the end of the game. Listen, I always come back to this. The reason people can keep saying, why do you always say why don't we create for a striker, Marshall? But the reality is, bro, that is what we are. That's the type of strikers we have brought into the equation. João Pedro obviously can help to create for the team and stuff like that, of course. But the reality is, bro, when you have a striker, the main job for you is to score. How does
I
he
understand
score?
that,
Creation.
but
And
at
the
the
thing
same
is, bro,
time-
Gittins, is my guy. I have believed that hopefully he can come out well for us. What did he do in this game to help to create?
I'm just showing the DHL. I'm just telling people this is the same thing we're criticizing and beating ends over the bat for. And I even said it earlier. If you missed it, I know despite the GNA he's had this season, I said it to Scott, Enzo has had many inconsistent performances where he's mastered with GNA. I understand that. I'm not stupid. But
on
but
the
no,
Gittins
but-
thing, I will just say he created a really good chance for. I think that was the Enzo chance where he just fucks it. Like he does really well,
Maybe.
creates the Enzo chance,
Yeah,
and then we
yeah.
fuck it.
I have to rewatch the game. I'll be so real with you guys, and I probably am gonna do it.
And then Reece
But, like,
James, like, oh, that Reece James chance, that's buried, man. Both of those
well,
chances.
yeah, we got to talk about Reece James because Reece looked like the only one that was gonna try to score today outside of João Pedro, and even the João Pedro, he kind of got lucky on that because it went in between the keeper's legs. But with João Pedro, I mean, I get what you're saying. Like, I'm not trying to like say like we shouldn't be having to create chances for our striker, but let's also not pretend that this is the multi-versatile attacker that can play left wing, cam, be the Firmino role, all the hype about like he can create and he's good, like fluid.
And what
Brother,
did he do today? What did he do today? I'm gonna ask you that question again. He created a possible 1v1 opportunity. He was actually giving the ball to Neto and to Gittins, right? He was actually helping to do somewhat of the link up play and create. But again, those guys weren't doing anything with the ball once it came to them either. So like I think we're being very unfair to him here. That's what I'm saying to you. He was helping with the build up, right? He was hoping to do stuff there, but at the same time, nothing was being created for him or for him either. So for me, it's not fair for me to do that. This is what I used to even defend Jackson with. Jackson would be helping to create for the team, but then when he's in the box, no one's creating for him, bro.
Yeah, this is just fucking frustrating people.
So for me, the problem is, Marshall.
I hate
you know,
this December period. I genuinely do.
For
And
me,
it sucks.
I
It's my
just
birthday
want to-
month. It's my birthday month, so it sucks. But like, yeah, this doesn't make it easy.
For me, it just comes down to quite simply, yeah, we're not creating enough for our strikers and for the striker, and he's having, and then if it's Delapi, he does not create. That's just the way he plays, right? And if it's João Pedro, you know, the way he plays, obviously, is that it will link up the play. But in terms of that is the thing. I do think I feel like there is something to be said. I know a lot of people are talking about the system is being an issue. I'll be honest, part of my thing with the system also is just that you need another attacker there, bro. Right now, when we were playing that game, it was 4 attackers realistic that are going into that attacking phase for us. Right? We need at least 5, bro. We need at least 5 there, bro.
Ahmed, the thing is, I agree with you, but and again, and I'm gonna just say this right now with a caveat. I know I observed a good amount of the game, but I was preoccupied because of work. So you can take my opinion with a pinch of salt, 100%. But from what I saw, there were moments where we were attacking and we lost the ball. And we looked like we were struggling to defend a counterattack. Zappacosta was cooking Jamie Gittins. Zappacosta was outpacing Jamie Gittins. How old is Zappacosta, bro?
33.
40. Bro is
What
more
the
athletic
fuck?
than Enzo Fernandez. That's jokes, by the way. A 40-year-old right back is more athletic.
So
than
when you
Ahmed.
look at the counterattacks that they're doing on us, I almost don't want to put another attacker there because we're going to get cooked.
Do you mean like put another attack on today or in general? Because like 5
Today,
attacks-
today from what I saw.
Oh, okay. That's
No, but the thing is, like, there's ways you can handle that, right? And ultimately, and I know some people, I don't give a shit. Like, if you want to complain about me saying this, you can complain. Ultimately, so much of this team, the problems we have is multifaceted in terms of like the manager's doing stupid shit. Like it was coward stuff today, some of the stuff he was doing.
Yeah, 100%.
Excuse me. And then the utilization of some players is embarrassing. Like we'll talk about Gusto and all that nonsense in a moment. But like we did put 6 attackers, well, 5 attackers, like in theory, in terms of we had 5 attacking players. It's just that Gusto or Cucurella. But I think part of it is the reason why you can't kind of go gung-ho and balls to the wall is because the defenders we have as well. And it ultimately comes back to like, because you look at like, for example, Man City, when they used to use this system or kind of system, they would have guys at the back, like a Company, like Ruben Diaz, like John Stones before the injuries, Even a Kanji, who like I'm not gonna say is amazing, but has the like understanding because of his age and because of the games he's played in of like how to defend certain situations, right? Who else have they had under Pep in that, like when they've played this system?
They
of
had
centre-back.
Laporte.
Laporte
They
is another one.
had
So they've got
Diaz,
centre backs of a
Vardiol,
caliber. They've got centre backs of a caliber. Even when,
Ake.
for example, when Liverpool did this, because they did this a little bit under Klopp as well, where they started inverting Trent a bit. They had Konate when he was fit. Before again he turned into a bozo. They had Van Dijk. They had guys. They had Robertson, who has always been a good defensive left back. It was all up until again like last season. It was always a good two-way left back. They have guys who are competent defending 1v1 situations, being able to step out wide, being able to step out of the defense, and being able to handle teams that counter-attack you. Look at the bozos we have. Badiashile, Tosin, even though I like him, Chalobah. Josh was like good today, but outside of him, Hato's been hit and miss when he does play centre-back or whatnot. Like, you've got guys who have no idea how to defend those counter-attacks and defend 1v1s. So I kind of understand to a point not cowardness, even though it kind of is, but like the lack of wanting to like fully go for it and put another attacker up there. So we almost go like a 3-2-5 or a 3-1-6 at times. Because if you do get hit on a counter-attack with some of the guys we've got defensively, you saw the third goal. That was a mini counter-attack just because of where it was. But Tosin gives away a stupid foul. They play a quick free kick. All of a sudden, it's De Ketelare against Badiashile and Cucurella, and he gets the goal. That was a mini counter-attack. That wasn't... We had defenders back for that one, and that one still hurt us. Like, so it all comes down to the same issues where you've got a manager who is at times extremely risk-averse, and like I said, the utilization of some players is genuinely terrible, but there is a point at which I can understand it because some of the players we have in his team are fucking dreadful, are terrible, and we witness it on a week by week basis and a game by game basis. I don't know how many times we have to watch Badiashile or Tosin or Chalobah or Gittins or Garnacho or Neto or Gusto or whoever play like shit to like realize these players are just not good or they're not consistent to be playing for us at the top level. They are Karma's squad players, maybe some of them. They cannot be starting for us on a regular basis, man. Because they fucking stink. They are terrible.
Prime, welcome to the show, man. What do you got to say, dude? I need a different perspective.
Hello, people. What do you want me to speak on, Marshall?
I want you to speak on who else played today. Let's not speak on Chelsea. Yeah, you don't got to worry about Chelsea. Actually, if anything, can you talk on our 2011 Champions League run? I'd love for you to speak on that one.
We won the Champions League. We won the Champions League in 2012, Marshall. But you're not a real Chelsea fan.
2012, 2011, 2012. You know what I mean,
guys. You know this is why it's called. This is why this channel is called Casually FC, as opposed to anything Chelsea related. Casual fans. But no, their 2012 Champions League run was pretty. I liked it, bro. It was a good run. Who did we play? Napoli, and all these guys. It was a good run. You know, John Terry was stupid getting sent off against Barca, but the team, you know, hung in there and dug in deep at the new camp. You know, and the Bayern final was good as well. So, yeah, that's all I have to say on that. This game, though, Prime defends Maresca playing Gusto 10 when you're chasing a game, bro. All right, bro. I hear what Scott's saying about, like, being, I guess, risk-averse and stuff, which I understand. But also, I'm not, like, if I'm in charge and I'm the manager, I'm not willing to just, like, flood the pit with attackers and throw everyone forward when we have defenders that can even defend in 1v1 situations like that either. So it's like kind of in a catch-22. If we went gung-ho in this game or in other games and we just get caught out on the counter anyway, do we have enough quality attackers to be able to outscore teams? Like
Nope.
this is a. I don't think people realize how poorly assembled this squad actually is. There's a reason why I complain about the lack of
Prime.
goal scorers.
Prime. Well, just give me 2 seconds because I need to address
What?
something. I just looked, and we have over 200 of you guys watching us right now, and I only see 22 likes on the mobile version. Guys, why are we trying to be like Chelsea? Why are we
There's
trying to
200
be
on the
like
mobile
Chelsea?
version.
200 the 20 likes. I wish it was 200 likes, but there's over 200 of you, only 22 likes. Brother, you should be sacked before Maresca does with that kind of performance. Absolutely disgraceful. Disgraceful.
Guys. Hey, you know what? I hear it though, because the chat is voting with their likes. They're martial out. I hear it.
Lead by example,
Martial out.
people. If you want good performances, you must perform well as well. All right.
Hey,
Smash up the like button if you haven't done so already. Sorry,
Hey,
Prime. Go ahead.
Guys, if you guys are martial out and you don't think Marshall is using the Casually FC squad correctly, I hear you guys. Like the stream. I hear you. Like the stream if you're martial out. No. Yeah, the assembly of the squad is poor. There's a reason why I complain about the lack of goal scorers in our forward line, and I complain about our striker situation. Because even if people want to say the way Maresca plays, it's not about the striker getting goals, it's about spreading it along the forward line, which I understand. But even Pep and Klopp, who have both won titles in this league playing this false nine system, they still had at least one guy, or maybe even two guys, getting a bulk of the goals. Klopp had Salah and Mane. At City, Pep had Sterling and Aguero when he was fit for the first few seasons before he retired. We only have Palmer, which is fine, but Palmer is also our main and only creator. So we're going to have to rely on him to do both jobs, and is that just fair? Why can't we spent about almost 200 million on strikers in the past two summers? We've spent almost 100 mil on left wingers this summer just gone. Can we not rely on any of them to be reliable goal scorers? I don't want to have to rely on Esteval, because as good as he is, he's still 18. And has Neto ever scored double-digit goals? Who are we going to rely on to consistently get goals for us in the forward line? Or we're going to rely on Enzo to just be, or we're just going to rely on Enzo to just be a box crasher, which, like, bro, I said this to Scott on the watch along. The stuff he's saying about Enzo, yeah, you're right. I hear it. Sell him then, because if this is the role the manager wants you to do, you can't really do that. And even the other stuff in the game, which I would like you to do, which is sit in and be a deep lying playmaker for us and stuff. I don't think you can. Can you really do this in the league? Probably not, or at least not under this manager anyway. So you might still have to go. But even still, I say under this manager, what do we do after if we sack Maresca? Because people who say they want him gone, that's fine. Can you guarantee me we're going to get someone better?
Not that I want to shift the focus onto HA. I think we did the pressing last stream, but I know HA as the current president. No. You didn't even know my question. Hold on. HA as the current leader of the Cult of Maresca Outers. Can you give us some managers you would take instead of Maresca? Out of curious, we need the Maresca. We need the Maresca out perspective. You know what I'm saying?
Can I finish speaking?
Yeah, go ahead.
Who's HA? Who's HA?
He's on your screen right now.
HA?
Yes, also known as...
Don't forget chat. Maresca out, man. There we go.
Yeah, but that
what does HA stand for?
Just ha.
Ha.
Maybe. I don't
know.
Could be
Okay.
his initials.
All right, Marsh. Yeah, like, people need to realize the way they've been constructing squads. They'll bring in a player, get rid of him, and the next guy they bring in, there's no guarantee they get upgrades. And they do the same thing with managers. It went from Potter to Poch to Maresca, and if you guys believe Maresca is a downgrade on Poch, fine. How are you gonna guarantee me they get me someone better than Maresca, or someone better than Poch, or someone better than Potter? I don't know if you can necessarily guarantee me that. And even Rosenier, who is probably going to be, who I like, guy's still young. Bringing as good as he is doing at Strasbourg, he's going to come into that pressure cooker at Chelsea. Some of the games that Strasbourg have had this season, some of the results that have not necessarily gone their way, if he has that at Chelsea, he's going to get blamed for everything.
I genuinely
no one's going to look at or care about
answers.
No one's going to look at or necessarily care about the context, because people are going to do the thing of, oh, get me Glasner or whatever, or get me like Nagelsmann or whatever. These guys we're just not going to get. Glasner is not going to be a Chelsea manager, because he's not going to be a Chelsea manager. De Zerbi, funny French, is not going to be a Chelsea manager, because De Zerbi is not going to do what Maresca did, just accept the Garnachos. De Zerbi will speak out. Even Glasner, he spoke out in the summer with Palace, saying that if you don't get me what I want, I'm leaving.
That's true.
If you get rid of the players in this squad, without giving me like other players, I'm leaving. So all of this stuff, what happens now? And Jez that's in the chat, Marshall, can you do me a favor? Can you unmod Jez so I can ban him?
Wow.
No, I'm not giving you that power.
I'll be honest, like
I want to hit a little point here quickly about Maresca, which is that I think the reality is.
Let me just land and say this: those who want to be Maresca out, as I said against United, that is strike one. This is a strike two. Bringing on Tosin when you have other solutions on the pitch and on the field. Cool. There's I'm not gonna
really
defend this.
That's
bullshit.
where you draw the line.
I just think for me,
I'm saying for people, I can't defend this bullshit today. I can't. You had no reason to bring on Tosin. There's other solutions. I'm not going to defend it.
Brother, bringing on Tosin was the reason we lost the game.
I think for me, Marshall,
the reason that we lost today. But
that's what I'm saying. Like, why are you criticizing that of all things?
No, Marshall. I said on the stream that even if we ended up losing, you bringing on the player the whole fan base hates, they're all going to just blame you regardless of what happens.
I'm going to give you the time to say what you want to say.
Sorry,
Prime,
I know, Ahmed. I know I'm going on.
Who do you bring? Prime. Who do you bring on instead of Tosin when Fofana can't see through?
I would have brought on Santos and play Reese or Ashington at centre back and the other at right back.
Okay.
There's other things you could have done. Now, I'm not saying that results in us winning.
Okay.
We still probably could have lost or drew. My point being, you're doing the worst case scenario and we lose anyway.
I don't know you.
Why are you doing that? And the fan base,
modern man,
they're not gonna. All the supposed goodwill you've built up over the past few months, people don't care. They're still gonna get onto you. So why are you doing the worst thing that's going to just piss everyone off? It's dumb.
Yeah,
So I'm not going to defend this today, just like I didn't defend against Man United. Sorry, Ahmed. Go ahead. Sorry, bro.
That's okay. I think for me, the reality is, that the Maresca hours, they may be getting their wish soon. I hate to say this.
Say that again.
The Maresca hours may be getting.
They're not.
It's not going to be. No. What I mean by that is that if
you said soon, so clarify that.
Soon means at the end of the season. That's what I mean for me.
Okay.
There's only 4 months left. Remember, there's only 4 months.
Yeah.
Remember, I said this already. It's gonna be like.
There's 5 months left of the season.
Yeah, shit.
4, 5. This is 4, 5. Eeny, meeny, miny, mo. You know what I mean? It's all I'm saying to me, mate. Time flies fast and when you're enjoying life. But listen, we're already halfway through the season, guys. Okay, we're almost halfway through the season. 3-4 games remain before that happens. But the point I'm trying to make here is that if things continue like this, we know how tight the league is right now in terms of points and positions, right? If he doesn't meet his target, he's cooked anyway. So if you're a Maresca, all I just say to you, bro, is to sit tight. Legit, that's all you have to do.
I think
if the way things go, listen, we're not getting a striker in January, which I
told you. We're not making any signings in January. I hope people.
We're not making any signings in January, right? We're probably going to be in the UCL. I'm probably going to be. I think. Listen, I can't predict stuff, but I think on the balance of things, we have not won an away game in the UCL this season, by the way. It's another little fact.
Oh, God.
Bring up to you, right? So
Yeah, I had that up earlier.
right, the last one is against Napoli, right? But who I don't know what's gonna happen there. I'll be honest with you, but either way, right, we're probably gonna be in the last 16. So that means you're gonna probably play somewhere in February, right? As well, we've got the Carabao Cup now. If we hopefully progress into the semi-final and final, right? So there's a lot of games coming up for this team, right? The squad is looking thin already as it is. Yeah, we've got a lot of problems. We have got a lot of stuff coming in right now, bro. You know what I mean? There's a lot of hooks and jabs coming in. So it's either the way I'm going to say this is that Maresca needs to either realize I've just got to trust the kids now. I've got no choice, or his time at Chelsea is finito. I'm going to put it like that to him. That's what it just comes down to for me.
I don't understand how I am in a Chelsea fan base that will bitch and moan and cry about the transfer window and then come out and say, I don't give a fuck about the signings. He has enough here to beat relegation teams. Which is it?
Do you know what's funny as fuck about that? We have players in this team that were playing for relegation teams last season. We have players in this team who weren't starting, what is worse than us, by the way, but they're in our team. But now it's all on the manager. No, I'm gonna this person right here. You're a stupid fucking idiot, bro. I'm calling you out. You're a fucking idiot.
Because
you're the same
Scott's
dickhead.
comments and
You're
Scott's
the same
comments alone.
dickhead. You're the same dickhead who was like talking about winning titles and shit when we were beating Barcelona and drawing Arsenal.
Wait, really?
I don't remember. I gotta go back.
Bro was talking title talk literally a couple months ago, bro.
I might have to cook you, huh? I might have to cook you, huh?
You know, you might need that.
I'm tired of these people, man. I'm tired. I'm tired of these people because these will be the same people when we sack this manager and it doesn't work with the next man. You'll be the same dickheads going, "Oh, but it's the players." Yeah, it's the players now. It wasn't the players 6 months ago or 2 months ago when they also sucked.
It's like,
Well,
I can't lie. Like,
You know,
sometimes-
remember last week, Marshall? No, not even last week. Sorry, it was 2 days ago. Actually, remember 2 days ago, but someone was criticizing us for repeating the same points again and again and again. And I'm just like, bro, guys, we're going in circles again. Lack of quality of
And Ahmed, actually, this goes into the point I wanted to make before. That piece of shit in the comments like vexed me something different.
God.
I'm calm, by the way, if people are Maresca out. Like, I actually don't care.
yeah,
Like,
I agree.
I don't have any affinity to this guy, even after what he did in the summer, because ultimately he does too much stupid shit. But if you're of the opinion that you change Maresca and nothing else, and we suddenly become incredible, you're an idiot. Like, I'm of just the opinion, nuke everything. Like, nuke half this team.
I agree with that.
What's it called? Manager out, sporting directors out. Half the team I'd sell tomorrow instantly. First offer that comes in, and just reset again. Just reset everything again. Because, like I said, how have we got players in this team starting for us who didn't start for teams that are worse than us last year?
So here, let me bring up something.
Please make that make sense. Anyway,
because
but like if you look at the team difference, when we sacked AVB, look at the team to that team to this team. Like it's not the same.
Why do you have to say it like that? EPL tough. Got no money left to reset. Hey man, damn, bro.
He's not even wrong, but
How much can we get?
he's not even wrong. FFP, we're cooked, bro.
Yeah, no, we're
yeah, we're fucking cooked.
No, this is what the hand we've been dealt with, actually. Yeah.
Oh, if you don't laugh, you cry, people. But listen, look at this comment that I saw earlier. I had to pin it. Real gems. I gotta call you out. Big team don't think that way. You think Madrid is say, who do we get? Alonso fail and he's out. Well, they said they definitely decided to sack Ancelotti and didn't think about Alonso because look at how great Alonso's been looking for them.
Yeah.
This is what happens when you just reactionary decide, hey, I'm going to sack the manager because I'm not winning the UCL. Barcelona did the quadruple on us.
By the way,
there's thoughts that go into this.
Marshall, by the way,
yeah,
I just need to point something out. And I'm not saying Madrid is
example,
wrong to sack managers, but just to highlight something to people. Does anyone know, has anyone seen the report of who the next Real Madrid manager will be if Alonso gets sacked?
Oh, Jesus Christ. Areola's out?
Zidane.
Nope.
It sounds it down.
I saw Zidane. Of course, Zidane was Who is it? Tell me then.
Wait, I saw
Arbeloa.
Who? I saw your
Arbeloa.
What? Isn't that the former left back?
Arbeloa from Barca.
Right back. No, Scott.
Right back.
Scott. I saw
He's the
Jurgen
former
Klopp.
Real. He's the former Real Madrid right back, bro. You know the one that used to be
He's
Who am
blonde.
I
currently
thinking of that used to
No.
play for Barca then?
Scott, I
he's
saw
currently
Klopp.
coaching.
I've
He's
not seen
currently
Arbeloa.
coaching their B team. That's who is
Scott, I've not
reported going to be
seen-
the next manager if they sack.
Scott, I've
what's
not
his
seen
face?
Arbeloa.
Really?
I've seen Klopp. I've not seen Arbeloa.
No, I looked at it today. I was reading while I was bored at work. I was just scrolling through reading stuff, and I was reading a thing about it was from Guillaume Balaguer about how bad things are going.
Actually,
And
if it's
with
Balaguer,
Alonso, and they said at the bottom they were talking about what happens if he does get sacked, and the name that was mentioned was Alvaro Arbeloa, who's coaching their B team.
You see,
Why are they second Alonso so soon though? I don't get it. Like
he's
they're
been
second-
He's not been
good.
good. It's not been
Yeah,
good,
but
and I think there's friction between him and players and whatnot. It's just a mess. And also,
Vinicius
apparently,
literally coming out and saying, "I'm done."
apparently,
I'm leaving."
according to what I was reading, I don't know how valid it is, but what I was reading, Perez had to be convinced about Alonso because he's never been convinced with what's it called? He's never been convinced with
Okay, so Arbeloa is going to be the next Pep, huh? Is that what we're saying?
by the way, cool, you can keep saying Zidane and Pep. So was Santiago Solari. Do any of you know who the fuck that is? Cool, I didn't think so. Anyway, he said one of the problems is with Perez is he's never been convinced with these progressive kind of coaches. That's why he always defaults to your Zidanes, Ancelotti's, things like that. Apparently he had to be convinced with Benitez as well, and Lopetegui, and with Alonso. It's one of those, as soon as it goes wrong, he's more than happy to pull the trigger because it was something he wasn't convinced about to begin with.
Wait, Scott. Benitez is not a progressive coach.
I found that weird as well when he was mentioned, but he was one of the three that was mentioned. It was him, Alonso, and Lopetegui.
And again, Benitez is not a Real Madrid type of manager, regardless, but he's not a progressive coach in terms of style.
He's probably more progressive than Ancelotti, and at least Ancelotti currently.
Yeah, true.
But yeah, as I said, that's who they've been linked with. So as good as Real Madrid do, they also make stupid ass decisions in terms of trying to go for Arbeloa as their new potential new manager.
The thing with me, specifically on what we're talking about right now, and in chat, I want you to understand this. Instead of actually criticizing Maresca for today's game, which we should, right? Notice how we've now divulged a conversation to addressing people who are Maresca out and trying to find a solution past Maresca. And none of us have come here and come to a full agreement, full assessment that this is the next manager that should take over. The manager market out there isn't as great as you guys think, and also it's not working the way you guys think as well.
But again,
it's not even just manager, Marshall, because the Shamrock Rovers gaffer, you want Stephen Bradley. All right, man. Anyways, it's not just for me. It's not just.
What the hell just happened to Prime?
The Nigerian Wi-Fi here. But listen, before Prime goes back, I was gonna make the point that changing the manager is all well and good, guys. You know what I mean? I'm gonna say something that's very interesting here. Change the manager is all well and good, but then we come back to an issue that we've been talking about on here for every single day: the quality of the squad.
This is facts. EPL Turf is spitting facts here. Ultimately, and I think regardless of whether you disagree with my points or not, and Ahmed's and whoever's, every Chelsea fan's ultimate goal is Champions League or Premier League, right? There is not a manager alive today that is winning the Premier League or Champions League with this squad as it's currently compiled. The EPL Turf has said it here. Are you expecting to win anything major with Delap, Tosin, Gittins, Neto,
maybe an FA Cup,
Chalobah, Badiashile, some of these dudes? Let me run you through our attack today. One of our players in the attack lost his place to Jorginho Ruta. One of our attackers didn't play for 6 months, or couldn't play for Dortmund for 6 months. One of the players that came off the bench couldn't play for Manchester United, and Amorim Manchester United. Our other striker got relegated with Ipswich last season. Our backline. One of our backline was going to be the backup at Newcastle United if he signed. Who else? Oh, we've got, to be fair, outside of that, we've had most. I'm trying to think of other guys we've signed. That's pretty much it, to be fair. But go Buenanotte I don't even consider. Bro's not a real, man. It's
Buenanotte, by the way, guys. I know Scott is angry at Buenanotte. The only reason
Oh,
Benanote
stop
is
using
that
the Club World Cup, man. Like,
what Club World? No,
trying to,
Scott,
trying to
hold on.
conflate.
Hold on. The only reason Benanote is here is because Blueco wanted to get Cisco to go to Brighton. That deal fell through. So what we did was, cool, we'll do you a favor, Brighton, and we'll take Benanote on loan so that they can get Cisco. Like, people can complain about
It does make
managers all they
sense.
want.
He's overvalued.
That's
Yeah,
exactly
why-
what they
What
did.
do we get out of it?
And
Though? That's what I don't get.
The thing is, right? People can complain about Marescaldo, which is fine. I'm not going to argue if you want to get him gone. That's fine. But bringing in a new manager isn't going to help make a difference if next summer they're going to go and sign.
This might be the
Who's an
second
a-
most stupid comment I've seen
who's an
today.
average player?
Thank you. You get it. You get it.
What?
Thank you. I had to pop it up because it's like, okay, hold on. I'm sorry.
You'll
Pat.
see
I don't
it,
know.
man.
I don't know.
No,
I don't know. I don't know.
look
No, hold
at
on.
our
Hold on. Let me read it.
defense.
I have to read this. I don't know. I want a UCL with Timo Werner, Havertz against arguably the best Man City team. I agree so far. Team, just because we played
I don't agree.
players in natural positions.
Timo's
So,
natural
so we're
winger?
just going to ignore. We're just going to ignore
Really?
the best Champions League defense that's ever been,
Yeah.
ever.
Midfield too. They was cooking.
I was going to say we had a third place Ballon d'Or and fucking Kante in our midfield. We had a backline of Rudiger,
Jorginho.
Christensen, and Thiago Silva. We had a wing back pairing of Reece James and Chilwell in his prime, who was like actually good. Even if you want to take Chilwell out of it,
That was
I've still
actually
named
one of
you
his best.
No, he
seasons.
was
6
very
players there, and also we had at the time the best goalkeeper in the world. I don't know why we won the Champions League.
Also, Jorginho's top 3 in the world.
That's actually insane. That's insane why we won the Champions League. It's completely baffling.
Yeah.
By the way, I
Yeah,
want to make it on the
he
CWC
overperformed.
one, though.
Can I?
On the CWC one, the people trying to like conflate the CWC. Yes, we won that. Great. We played that in a completely different country and climate to where we're currently playing. Especially when it comes like Champions League, maybe you can use that as an argument tomorrow. We might win that. Premier League, though, it's a completely different climate. Number one, that takes an effect on the team. Secondly, you're playing against a French team, and we played against a Brazilian team and a Tunisian team, and all that. We didn't play against a single English team. So the style of football you're playing against and the physicality is different. And thirdly, but similar to that point, you're also playing on different pitches as well in terms of it's not the same. Like, you're not having to go to Ellen Road away. You're not having to go away to St. James's Park. You're not having to go away to, what's it called? The Emirates. Or you're not having to go, like, to these other teams. We also played a team as well in PSG who don't have a physical midfield, so you could use that to your advantage. But again, in the Premier League, you're playing teams who want to use physicality. When we're playing a Sunderland, when we're playing a Leeds, when we're playing an etc. So like you can't do that in the league, in the Premier League. You have to be, and also like someone's made the point in EPL Turf, in cup competitions, you can have a favourable draw. You can like maybe get lucky in a final. You can go on a little bit of a run. You can't do that in the Premier League. The Premier League, the league, is the ultimate decider in terms of consistency.
And that same season, by the way, we were bailed out by Spurs to make fourth. If Spurs don't win their game, we don't make top 4 that season. And we also bottled it to Leicester in the final in the FA Cup. Shout out Leicester. Go ahead, finish what you were saying, Prime, and then I got something else to point out.
People need to realize that just getting rid of this manager, if you want him gone, it's fine. I don't care to argue against that. But just getting rid of the manager won't help when the same guys that hired him and that will fire him are the same ones that brought in the last manager that wasn't good, are the same guys that got rid of a striker who scored like roughly 15 goals in back-to-back seasons and went and got 2 strikers who aren't even good enough compared to him. And that guy that scored 15 goals roughly in back-to-back seasons, he's not good enough for us either. They're the same guys who looked at the centre-backs that we had going into the summer and thought, I don't need to bring in anyone else to replace them. They're the same guys that spent roughly 100 million on Gittins and Garnacho. They're the same guys building this squad. So just bringing in the Zerbi, Nagelsmann, Rosenair, Areola, it's not gonna. Glasner won't. Maybe it'll improve us a bit. Fine. How much of a difference is it gonna make for us jumping to challenge when we're still gonna have a Tosin or a Chalaba or a Gittins or a Garnacho or a Sanchez or a Delap or a João Pedro in the first 11? No real difference on individuals. The system's all well and great. Where's the difference in individuals? Where's the upgrades? We don't have that. And also on the Champions League thing in 2021, you would have thought people would have learnt by then, because Tuchel came in, we went 6 months, whatever, won the Champions League. And you know what, Chelsea fans, you know what you guys did that I disagree with? You guys looked at that squad and thought adding in Lukaku would help us win in the league. You guys looked at Havertz and Werner and Mount and no depth in our midfield, because we only had 3, yes, top quality midfielders, but 2 out of those 3 midfielders cannot stay fit consistently. And we have 2 wing backs who were both injury prone. And you guys looked at that and said, we can go neck to neck with Pep Guardiola's Man City. And
you know what I find?
Reece got injured, Chilwell got injured, Lukaku got injured, came out, did little interview stuff about not playing to his strengths, and things just fell apart, and we couldn't keep up with a challenge. But because we won the Champions League, you guys thought, oh, we can go the distance. We win a Club World Cup, and you guys think we can go the distance. And now you guys are going to kick your toys out the pram and say, these players aren't good, get the manager gone. But in the summer, you guys praise these same players that we brought in. So why complain now? Did you guys not see in the summer, or at least at the start of the season? A few games into the season, did you guys not see early on? Did you not see when we lost to Man United, which was maybe a month or 6 weeks into the season? Did you not see early on what was actually going on?
2 things, by the way.
Just getting rid of the manager but not upgrading on players what is that going to do? Honestly, what is that going to do?
Two things quickly. Number one, fuck Timo Werner. Secondly,
okay, yeah, fine, whatever.
The argument about like, oh, how do we win past Champions Leagues? Ask yourself, would I take, how many of this current team this season would make it into either of those teams?
The Champions League
there
teams?
Yes. For 2021, there's 2 off the top of my head. Maybe 3. But probably 2.
It's probably all the attack, too.
And for the other one, there's 1.
And I need to
maybe that's how we won the Champions League. I think when we've got the level of players like Drogba, Lampard, when we've got who else played? I'm trying to remember who else played. Kalou and Malouda, who are better than any of the wingers we have at this football club currently.
But Scott, even in 2021, to be able to, we didn't have, people looked at just winning the Champions League and thought, just with Lukaku, we can go with this. People didn't look at the fact of we didn't have a good squad going into 21-22. We did not.
All of us thought we were going to, well, not all of us. A lot of us thought
I
we were going to win the league.
I was the only real one that disagreed with people that, no, we can't go the distance. That we're in a weird limbo of being better than everyone else, or we're not as good as City and Liverpool. And we're in that same limbo now, where we're not good enough to challenge with Arsenal and City, and it looks like Villa now are challenging or whatever. But we will still end up being better than everyone else. I still expect us to finish 3rd, maybe 4th. But again, it's just a thing of this is just where we are. Sorry, Ahmed.
Yeah, it's fine. I just think for me, can you bring up Jay's comment, Jay Olcott's, before I read my own point? He's just above. He's above like Rainbow's comment. Yeah, like I don't necessarily believe that's true. The problem with the Poch signing was that it wasn't Poch. It wasn't. I've always maintained it was the wrong manager for the wrong team. They had brought a completely different style of play of team compared to the manager. That was always the main problem with Poch. Before we even get to Poch's tactics, Poch's stuff on the off the pitch in terms of training and everything like that. That was the fundamental problem of Poch. That's what it was simple. It was as simple as that. That's the main thing of Poch. Now that aside, I think for me, and I've said this before, right? Chelsea have to go down two roads, and they have to stick to this position, in my personal opinion. Yeah, either they tell us we are here to develop football players, right, into these future-proof guys, right, and that's our plan. Simple as that. Don't think about Premier League.
Mauricio, I can't.
You know what I mean? Don't think about Premier Leagues. Don't think about Champions League. Think about that in the future. But right now, we are here to develop Esteval. We're here to develop Gittins. We are here to develop Achempong, Enzo Mino, Mamadou Sarr. If that is what you want to do that with playing the youth. Yeah. Otherwise, this stuff that we're doing right now is just a malaise of issues, bro. We're not getting anywhere. We're not going up. We're not going down. We are just stagnating, bro. This is legit the stagnation. Nothing's happening.
Hold on, I'm telling Vic to hold that because he told me I'm a potchpecker.
Right? This is why. That's why for me. That's why for me, bro. That's why for me, Marshall. Yeah, I hate. That's why I hate what we're doing right now. It's either, bro, we are developing youth and we're gonna stick to that for another for season or two, or we are going to do what we need to do now, which is bring in some top players now to finish the job. Otherwise, bro, there's nothing happening. I understand that. That's what I'm saying. But you have to make that choice. You have to hit that road because what they're doing now is a mesh of both, bro. They're trying to.
They're not doing a mesh of both, bro. They're doing the former option.
But they're not doing the former option fully. Then that's what I should say. Probably then.
No, they are though, bro.
Oh, they're not though. What? Come on, let's be serious here. Let's look at it. Yeah. Let's look at this. If you look at our defenders, yeah, the guys they're playing, Benoit Badiashile, Tosin Adarabioyo, what's his name? Wesley Fofana, right? All of these guys that we're looking at, Mark Cucurella even to an extent. This is not me Cucurella here, please, before anyone gets angry at me, right? These are guys that are over the certain age group, 27, 28, right? Why are they here? Why are they here? Realistically, I come back to another question. Okay, sorry, I know you're gonna rebuttal me. I'm just gonna finish it, and then it's all yours. Again, I look at Mike Penders. Why is he at Strasbourg then? If you're here to do full youth development, I don't give a shit about
there's 2 points to this. Number one is I don't think this is fully on what you said is fully on the owners in terms of like part of it is Maresca playing these guys in terms of trust. It goes back to the trust thing. He just trusts some of these guys more to play.
Part
them.
of it, people
plays over at Chimpong. The other part of it as well is it's also let's go through the players you named. Cucurella and Sanchez. Well, less Cucurella actually. Sanchez is here because of Ben Roberts. Tosin's here because of both Maresca and what's his face, Joe Shields. Badiashile's here because of Lawrence Stewart. Like these guys are here because they've worked with these guys previously. That's why they're here. Like if they hadn't, they wouldn't be. You know. And I think that's the thing because they are going for this youth model, or they are going for this full youth thing. There's a chance we go into next season with our winger core consisting of the ages of 18, 19, 20, and 23.
Yep. Our most experienced winger next season will
maybe Garnacho.
There's a chance. Bring up Jason's comment. Bring up Jason's comment. Listen, Jason, I get that. But then if that's the case, what we should be going for youth. That's the thing I've always come back to. If this is what you believe in,
so you're saying throw out the old players?
That's correct. For me,
don't you want to keep like at least some experienced players? Like
the problem is, Chris. Yeah, if the problem is Chris,
what
they're not doing that.
Players do we have that you want to keep?
What he's 28, 27.
Who do you want to keep, Chris? That's experienced in this team.
I just told you. One of them's Cucurella.
How old is Cucurella?
27, 28.
Can I be honest with you, Chris? I'm gonna.
I want to keep Neto too. I think he's at 25, 26. I do want to keep him over like Garnacho and all that. There's not many I want to keep, to be honest, but like there's a few, and like I don't want to keep Sanchez because I feel like we do need to replace him next season or whatever. Who else is old here? We haven't got many old players.
The thing is,
and Chalobah. We can't keep Neto because
I would keep Chalobah. By the way, I would keep Chalobah, but I'd throw Tosin out.
we can't keep Neto because we've spent a lot of money on young wingers who like Esteval, Neto, Gittins Esteval, Neto, Gittins. This is their first season at Chelsea. Kenda next year will be his first season at Chelsea, and Neto. We can't just have 5 wingers in the team.
Yeah. I just want to make that point. Prime.
Sorry,
Yeah,
go ahead.
Yeah, I was just gonna say, bro, that I think for me, like, I'm gonna make this take now. Correa is probably leaving this summer. I'm gonna keep it real with you boys. 2 years left on his deal. Tic Tac, he's gone this summer. Let's keep it real, okay? More than likely. Obviously, there's a chance he stays. Yeah. Neto, I can't lie to you. I didn't even think about this until recently. I think he's only got 3 years left in his deal now, isn't it? Once the season ends, it'll be 3 years left in his deal, and I think he's gonna be turning 27. So park that in your mind, by the way, as well. Okay.
Pedro Neto signed a 7-year contract with Chelsea in August of 2024.
Oh, fair enough.
I think he's got a lot more in the tank, brother.
You know what? He's staying. Let's go. No, I'm just kidding. No, Akina. No, but like guys like Buddy should need to leave the club. Guys like Fofana, in my personal opinion, need to leave the club. Chalobah is very hot and cold for me, but I don't care if he's a bench player.
Wait, why would you go with Fofana? Because you think he's gonna get injured badly again, or?
Fofana, he's too inconsistent, bro. He's too inconsistent.
Not as good as you think that he is, guys.
Yeah. I'm not talking about. When I mean inconsistent, I mean like because of injuries.
Wait. Okay. I was gonna say. So Prime, you're gonna have to defend that take. Then you don't think he's as good as we think he is?
I don't think he's.
Let's get back to Prime. Let me finish my point if you don't mind.
Yeah. Finish your point, and then I want to address that because that's absolutely waffle.
Like again, my thing is fundamentally, we want to embrace youth, do it to the max, and let them develop. And the ones you want to keep, you can keep to the side. That is what you need to do, bro. It's as simple as that. Otherwise, I don't want to be hearing, we're getting XYZ guy that's 24, 25 years old, bro. Even Ja Pedro, 23, turning 24. What's the point of bringing him in? He's too old. But I can't lie to you, for this model, he's too old.
I don't care about any of this, bro. I just want a level of player at this football club that's good, man. Like, I'm tired. I'm tired of the same shit every single window, man. Like, how are we going to have a 3rd January? How are we going to have a 3rd January window where we do nothing? How are we going to have another summer window in the summer? Because I guarantee it'll be the same, where we do nothing of any note. Like, it will be like Kenda coming in. That's cool. It will be Sar and Anselmino maybe coming in. That's cool. Upenda's coming in. That's cool. Outside of that, it will probably be some random, like, I don't know, we might sign like Diego Gomez or something from Brighton again. We might go and sign like some Harwood Bellis maybe at centre back, you know, to replace Tosin when he gets sold.
But do you know what that is, Scott? Scott, the points you're making, Scott, yeah, these are all young guys you're bringing in. But the thing is, yeah, I don't understand what the directive of Maresca is. I'm not gonna kill Maresca. I'm not killing Maresca here.
Do not bring Chris Wood in.
No. I rate him, man. I rate it.
Wait. Chill.
What?
Wait. Chill. I think for me, I just don't understand. Listen, what is the directive, Maresca? Are you not are the directors not telling actively play the young guys? Like, I don't understand, bro, because he keeps playing guys that are shit. He was crashing out on Tosin 2 weeks. That's 5 days ago, and now he's back in the team, bro. You know what I mean? Like, that for me, the logic isn't even logic in there. How can you bring on Tosin if you're crashing it on him just 5 days ago and saying, I should have played at Jambon? My bad. You see sometimes,
I don't know he said that
in the post-match.
Yeah, he said that in the post-match.
Wow, fair
That's
enough.
why, Marshall, yeah,
He still plays
there's times, the part of my issue with him is that he also is there to develop the players, guys. That's part of his MO. And I feel like he doesn't even do that properly too.
Oh,
you know what I mean?
Come on, bro.
Yes, I'm here to say that. I'm here to put it there, Marshall.
I kind of agree with Ahmed.
I hate to say it, Marshall, but we have to put it there. We can't listen. I'm not saying Rascal out, but I'm being a bit objective here. Some of these guys are not being played enough.
I kind of feel what Ahmed's
saying, because realistically speaking, how many players in the last since he's been here would you say he has actually like head and shoulders improved?
Can't believe we're doing this again. Like, literally, it was like 5 streams ago where I said like, oh, we're finally stopped doing this, and now here we are again. We're doing it again.
No, but because I hear it, like Marshall. Because in terms of actual, like, because what I'm talking about, and the reason I say head and shoulders, I'm talking about guys that have noticeably improved as players compared to what they were.
Right. So
I would say,
let's go through the list.
I would
I
say
think this is going to
Enzo.
be subjective, and we're not going to agree, right? I would say Enzo. I would say Pedro Neto.
Nope.
I would say you see
wouldn't?
that's where
Based on
we
what?
already start based on the fact that he's already matched his highest goal output of his career.
He has somewhat improved like a different part of like.
Like,
I don't think he's
again,
improved,
like,
like,
we're not going to agree on this. So you know what, Scott, go through your list.
I
You
don't
know,
know.
we're
It's
not
like
going to agree.
I don't think he's improved. Like, in terms of genuine improvement, like I said, Enzo, I think there was a level of improvement with Jackson that was noticeable. Whether it was enough was a different, like, argument.
What about Cucurella? Because I think he's a
Nope.
great player, but like I
don't think he improved
with
Cucurella
Maresca.
because Cucurella was playing
Yeah.
through this same level for Brighton. He was doing it at left centre
Cucurella
back.
wasn't scoring goals.
Yes, he was. Okay, he wasn't scoring. Everything
I
else
just
he was
felt like he
doing.
improved something.
Everything
different
else he
about
was doing
Cucurella.
at Brighton from a
Technically an
defensive
improvement, right?
standpoint
Because he's
and
scoring
going
now.
forward. Cool. Okay. Cool. Let's say
Thankfully,
he's
he's
improved
great, well.
Cucurella's shooting. Fantastic. He's improved Reese's fitness.
That's a fact.
Sure. Levi Colwell, we're not going to even bother.
Nope.
Okay, I figured as much.
Wait,
Because again, he was doing the same level of stuff he's doing now. The difference is
Really,
for some
when he
of
was
these guys-
playing at left back
For
with Poch,
Brighton.
he was doing. He was
No,
this
for
good.
Brighton. No, again,
At Brighton he was good.
Brighton. Because
Yeah,
I was
Brighton,
going to
yeah.
say the issue with some of these guys is they were playing this same way for smaller teams who just went unnoticed. They're on a bigger stage. Caicedo, Cucurella playing at the same level as they are now. Outside the goals for Cucurella, same level at Brighton. Colwell was doing the same stuff he was doing last season at Brighton. That's part of the reason why people like myself and others said they wanted to see him, and they said that we were happy to see him come in and like have games and contribute to the team under Poch because he'd had that loan at Brighton. This is what I'm saying. Like, I hear Ahmed's point. I'm not even saying that he's a shit manager or anything. I'm saying in terms of this one aspect of his game, player development.
I hear what Ahmed's trying to say, but I disagree with the point Scott is making. I think in terms of the development that Maresca hasn't done is what's
Sorry, Staffy TV just made a good comment. I called Del Pedro. I don't know if I can say it, Jihadi Pedro.
Jesus Christ.
While you're laughing
ahead,
and you're
go on.
ruining, can you quickly say it so I can continue speaking?
Jihadi Pedro, bro. That's like
Okay, well done. Are you finished laughing?
I'm sorry, I'll
Just
mute
go,
myself.
Prime, please.
Anyways, I hear what Ahmed's saying, but I think the point Scott is making are wrong. I think the real player improvement he should have made that he hasn't made is, if not last season, because to be fair, I get it, he was younger, he was getting minutes in Conference League and stuff, fine. This season, with the injuries we've had in our defense, you've had ample chances to be playing Achingpong more than you have already. The first game of the season, this guy plays up against Mateta and handles him. That alone is enough reason to give him more game time, especially with Colwell being out. Now, as the games continue into the season, we see Tosin do fuck up after fuck up and Chalaba do fuck up after fuck up. That's enough reason to keep playing Achingpong in the team. Now, Fofana gets back from injury, fine. That's enough reason to play Fofana and Achingpong together. Cool. Fofana and Chalaba develop some sort of a partnership for a few games and it's working. Whatever, that's fine. The last game against, the game against Leeds where we rotated, you should have still played Achingpong ahead of Tosin. Now, you play Tosin, it all fucks up. You come out yourself and admit your fault or whatever in that. This game today, there's no reason and need to even bring Tosin in. There's no need to keep Tosin in the squad. If the players are still performing that bad, why not just drop them from the squad and play some of the other guys, some of the younger guys, and develop them? That's the point I think Scott should be making. Not in terms of if he has developed like Enzo or Cucurella. Have you developed some of the actual young talents that are here? Because like I keep saying, and I said it back in the summer, Why not have just kept Sar and Anselmino
By the
and
way-
played and developed them? What?
By the way,
Can-
I want
can I
to
finish?
address
Sorry,
what
can I
Ahmed
finish?
has put in the chat.
Sorry, can I finish?
It's on the
speaking?
screen.
Finish your point, Prime, because then I've got a comment to make about this.
Why, if in terms of development, why not just play these young guys? Because it's easier to be able to mold and develop younger players than having to still force, like, say, Tosin to play when he can, or having to coach Chalobah to play out of the back when he
Can
can,
I ask you a question, Prime?
or
on that,
having
if you don't
to,
mind?
like, who?
I'm gonna ask you a question on that, Prime. Yeah, I've got this question has been something that I've been thinking about a little bit. Yeah, which is, do you think part of it is that I think because they're telling him to get top 4, yeah, and then at the same time, and then obviously they ask him to get top 4, and then at the same time, you know, he's got a lot of these youth guys that he's got that he's worried if I bring these guys in, I can't get top 4. This is me just obviously trying to play a little bit of like you know, maybe like some sort of like devil's advocate, let's say.
Yeah.
Do you think that's
Okay.
it? Because this is me
almost-
going against my own argument.
Yeah, but we almost didn't get top 4 last year,
That's true.
playing these older experienced guys, and this year,
True.
with the way things are going, like playing like with how you can't just say playing Action Pong
Are you
is
serious?
worse
What happens to that? Yes,
than
it's like-
or is you Ahmed, mute your okay. You can't tell me playing Action Pong is on the same level or worse than playing Tosin how he was now, or playing Chalobah how he played the first like 2-3 months of the season. Like, why not play and develop these young players? Actually show something. It's better than just using the like just the old guys over and over again. Make an actual statement in the squad, because you were able to drop the other guys before when you first came in, and everyone praised you for doing that. So why can't you now do it again? If we can't sell both Tosin and Chalobah for whatever reasons that they have to be here in the squad, fine. Then maybe play the younger guy. Maybe play Action Pong with at least one of them. At least do that. That's better than still having to use the older guys that aren't good enough, that aren't going to improve and develop. They're not going to improve and develop tactically or with their ability. So at least play the younger guy with the actual talent. Play with the injuries we have in midfield and Caicedo being suspended. Why are you not playing Santos more? Why is he not getting more minutes to play? And I didn't watch the Leeds game, or not the Leeds game, the last game we had, the Bournemouth game. So maybe he played bad in that or whatever. I don't know. But at least let these guys play and continue to develop, because Enzo's still stinking it out anyway, and you're still playing him. So you're playing the players on the pitch who are still performing bad. So give maybe others a chance. You have to at least try something else. And and what Ahmed said about top 4 potentially being at risk, Ahmed, it looks like right now top 4. I mean, I don't believe it will be, but it looks like right now.
I know what you're about to say. I agree with that too.
Yeah, maybe top 4 is at risk anyway. So at least try other things, because the way you want to play, these older guys just can't do it.
True.
So at least play the younger guys that are more tactically flexible. Maresca spoke about how Action Pong can play in midfield. So with Caicedo being out injured and you not trusting Santos, why not play Action Pong in midfield? Why do you still have to play Enzo? Have to play Enzo. Like,
I wanted to address these comments.
things. It's just kind of the bad things over and over.
I'll read it for you, Scott. Maresca came out, one of the comments he came out and said was that it was regards to why Esteval didn't play. The change of Tosin was because we needed to change Wes. For sure, with one more change, there would have been a chance for Esteval or Andrew Santos to come on and potentially change the game.
Do you know why he's absolutely full of shit? For 2 reasons. Number one, you did not need to bring Tosin on. As been pointed out, you could put Gusto at right back. He shouldn't have even been on the pitch, by the way. But say he's on the pitch. Gusto at right back, Atchipong at centre back, and then you put Santos or Buenanotte. Even Buenanotte, as much as I don't rate him and he's not good, would have been better than Tosin. Anyway, the second reason is this whole, for sure, with one more change, you had one more change. You had one more substitute window available, and there are 5 subs. You made 4.
Oh yeah, he did, didn't he?
So this bullshit of with one more change, you had the ability for one more change and did nothing because you were a coward this game. I don't want to hear that bullshit because it's exactly that.
I mean,
He definitely
listen.
played for the point today, didn't he?
One thing I want
Also,
people
Marshall,
to.
do you want me to answer the Fofana thing?
I'll come back to that in a second. So this is the thing, people. Like, I just want you to know, for the past hour, I would say, right? We've just had a debate, or we've gone back and forth about how Maresca has been making multiple mistakes in this club, in this team this season, but at the same time, he's working with shit. So it's a little bit of everyone to blame. So if you're just gonna sit here and point fingers at Maresca, sure, do whatever you want, but then give me the solution, because it's all willy-nilly being a bitch and just saying Maresca out, Maresca out, Maresca out. At least when I was Poch out, I gave you guys multiple reasons why I was Poch out. As early as I was Poch out, I was barely even Poch in when he started, but I let myself be maybe persuaded, and it never happened. The football was shit. The results were shit. We would never, outside of that first maybe 2-3 games, ever touch top 4 that season. So when you're telling me I came from that and now I'm here where I'm at least in the top 4 race, I'm at least having this discussion. I'm not out of the Champions League. I have Champions League. Pochettino didn't have an excuse. He had one game a week. So when I'm looking at an experienced manager who has managed at the top level come in and just make my club look like absolute dog shit. Okay, maybe you want more attacking football. Well, off the top of my head, who has the best attacking football in the game right now? Ancelotti, who's at Brazil, and Hansi Flick, who is struggling right now at Barcelona. Do you want that, chat? Do you want that?
I think, can I hit back at that claim? I'm going to hit back.
No, because we're not going to make it about this. I'm just trying to say that at some point, people, I need you to be a little smarter, right? I need you to actually hit me with the argument, hit me with the logic. Why? Okay, Maresca out. I understand the reasons why. Who do you replace him with? And listen, this is the stream where I really wanted to rinse Maresca because he got a lot wrong today. He ain't getting away with shit today. He got a lot wrong today. And I agree with everything the panel's been saying. The fact that you're not playing your youngsters, giving them a chance when your experienced players are the ones failing you. The fact that you're not rotating Enzo to the point, and Chalobah too. I'll put Chalobah in there. You're not rotating Enzo and Chalobah to the point where these guys are struggling. Enzo a lot more than Chalobah are struggling to keep up with the game. You could tell today, like, this is the worst Enzo performance because he could not keep up. We're relying on hopefully Cole Palmer to come back here and be fit, who has not been fit. The amount of rotation that we have to do because of the games. You guys complain about rotation, too much rotation, all this and that. Well, what do you want to do? Not rotate and be like Pochettino again? So like you can't, it's not black and white, people. This is why I have this channel and I'm so happy I do, and I'm happy that I can have discussions like this because I don't talk to people who think it's completely black and white.
Yeah, I want to make a point to EPL Taft's point. Yeah, EPL Taft's my guy, so he knows when I always have a like respectful debate. Yeah. I agree on the first bit, yeah, but on the second bit, in terms of like some of the players obviously that have come into the side, right? I just think fundamentally EPL Taft, whether you like to admit or not, these young guys are in the team now, right? Obviously in the future we should be doing much better, yeah, in terms of acquiring the right talent. In my personal opinion, as I've said multiple times before, all of us here have said that before. But the problem is, with the talent that we have right now, the only way they're going to improve is playing, guys. That's just what it comes down to.
And that's another thing, by the way. I need to point this out, people. I'm going to raise my volume just a bit so you guys can really, really hear me. If we do sack Maresca, actually, you know what? Let me even go full screen. If we do sack Maresca, guess who gets to pick the next manager? It's not you. It's not you. It's not you. It's the very same people you love to talk about every game. Every time we lose, you love to bring them up. Every time there's a downfall at Chelsea, you love to bring them up. You wanted to protest against them. It's the damn directors that are the problem. So I'm telling you right now, and I think everyone will agree, if Maresca goes, the directors also have to go. And that the chances that they do go are very slim to none. TM127, $5 super chat. Thank you so much. I am more sporting directors out, which I just pointed out. Thank you, TM, than Maresca out. But you can't have the sporting directors out without sacking the manager. This team is flawed. Honestly, if I sack the directors, I'm willing to give the next director the opportunity to decide if you want to keep Maresca or continue on with him.
Yeah, but
If that next director is even good.
Because sacking Maresca,
no, I agree.
I don't believe sacking Maresca first gets rid of these sporting directors. Because again, remember, this Club World Cup that this club and the world celebrate.
Let's start with directors out, then start with their HA. That's where I disagree with you.
This Club World Cup that all these the clubs celebrated, the fans celebrated, everyone celebrated, the world celebrated that we won. The sporting directors are the ones who got rewarded.
True. That is actually really true.
The players that won it, they got their bonuses, great for them, but the sporting directors got rewarded with new deals. Maresca, the only thing he really asked for, publicly, not like behind closed doors in the meetings, publicly that we know of, that he asked for was a centre back when Cole got injured. The only thing he publicly asked for, and they didn't even get him that. So when Maresca gets sacked, these guys will still be in charge, and they will hire the next guy, and you guys will blame the next guy why we're not challenging.
I just think for me,
it's not just a Maresca issue. Get rid of these sporting directors for me before like Maresca has to go, or sack them both on the same day in the same hour. That works for me.
I agree with Jay's comment, and EPO, I also agree with you too. Oh, I can hear echo, but either way, but I just think for me, I've come to the reality that I don't think we're here to win, boys. I don't think we're going to win the big games anytime soon, at least in the short term.
The thing is, the
reason
problem
why I say that is with the current model of players we are buying up. It's not right. These guys are going to need 2 to 3 years every single time. It's going to take time for these guys to develop, and as such, I understand that. Right? I'm not saying we're not going to win it, but it's going to probably be in the medium to long term. That's why
we make this harder for ourselves in a sense. But like the thing is, like this notion that this club don't want to win, I vehemently disagree with it. Vehemently. I think it's a very simplistic and reductionist way of looking at it. This team, this ownership clearly do want to win. Why? Do I need to say it? No. Do I need to say it? We know why they want to win.
You need to say it, bro.
Yeah, you need to say it.
Because it's not. I listen. I used to agree with that take.
No. Hear me out. Money, but the issue that they have is they want to try to get into this competition, get into this conversation with value meal players. They're trying to do, let's do it. We could save a buck here. We could save a buck there. Oh, look at what happened when we invested a lot of money. We didn't win anything. We could save a buck here, save a buck there, and we should be able to compete. The numbers, the stats, they look promising. The stocks look promising. The trend looks good. We might make a profit on this one, boys. And this is what we get. This is the product.
Yes, but the thing is, Marshall, they are still continuing that project, bro.
Yep.
That is not changing anytime soon. And so, as such, as I said before, we are not here to win in the short term. That's what this comes down to. It's objectively true that we're not going to win in the short term, guys. But when I talk about short term, I talk about EPL, by the way. Champions League can happen, obviously, with the right one. But the big is the Premier League, the one with the crown on it. In the short term, with the guys that we have and with the guys that are coming in, it's not possible, bro. It's generally going to take like some level of a miracle of all the other top 6 sides deciding, for it to happen. I'm going to be very honest.
But this is the thing. HA, the same manager that you want outperformed that manager that you're actually praising right now. Do you understand? Last season. Did he not? So, like, at the end of the day, like, do you want the results or do you just want a different style of play? Like, because to me, there's many people like you that just seem very confused as to what the hell they want. They're just reacting based on the fact that they're really upset by the results. We spoke about it here. Am I wrong? Because you say Maresca out, then you don't give me very many options, and then you say, can the coach's code look at Villa's coach? Okay, well, our coach outperformed him last season, did he not? And it was Jurgensen's fault that we lost to them, right? So like again, like it's silly little things. I'm not trying to defend Maresca. I think Maresca made multiple errors, and one thing I'll say this before you go, Prime. I'm sorry. One thing about Maresca I'm gonna say is that I thought we were past this part now, Enzo, where you keep making mistakes. I thought, based on last season, it seemed like you were picking up on your mistakes and correcting them, and you were doing it relatively quickly. Even at the beginning of this season, we were criticizing you about the red cards and how you handled it, and then you saw that Arsenal performance and you handled it like a champ. You learned from your mistakes. The one mistake I'm saying right now that you still seem to can't get through your fucking head is playing Tosin, not giving Santos a chance, not playing Achimpong enough. Why do you persist with not playing Esteval on that right wing when you have him fully fresh there to impact the game? It's so many things that you're not learning. And at this point, it's getting harder to defend you, brother. It really is. Go ahead, Brian. You were going to say something.
What do you expect, though? He's a young manager. Of course he's going to keep making these mistakes. It's what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Can you go back to the last comment?
Which one is that?
About Villa or Emery or something.
Oh, you mean ex-Tal? Oh.
Yes. I don't know who that guy is. Would you take Emery as Chelsea manager?
He's not
because the first 5 games of the season for Aston Villa, no one spoke about it.
You would have wanted him out. You would have wanted him out so bad because you were in relegation. They were in the relegation zone, and you would have been, we're in relegation with Wolves, just like you love to compare the fact that we're at Chelsea at the same points with Man United and Amorim. You would have done the disingenuous thing. I know you would have, Ha. Answer the question, goddammit. Go ahead, Prime.
Marshall's ad-libbing crazy. 5 games in, because Villa aren't a big club like that, but no one spoke about how they were first 5 games. So yes, Villa are doing great now. Villa are doing great now, and it's awesome. But 2 games ago, we were second, 6 points off Arsenal. If we beat them, we go 3 points off them, and everyone was talking about us being in a title race.
Maresca was second with this Chelsea team.
You guys wanted to talk title race 2-3 games ago, but now you guys don't want to talk title race, and it's get rid of Maresca. So which is it? Because if we win our next 3 games, and we're second with 5 points or whatever it is, 2 points, what then? Are we now in a title race and it's all back Maresca and it's all love? Like, which is it? Which is it? Do you guys want Emery? Can we have Emery as a Chelsea manager then? Because I rate Emery.
I rate Emery too. But I just want to point out that HA, you got the question loud and clear, and you have not answered it. And I think you know why.
Someone said it earlier. He is the king of moving the goalposts when he fancies.
Seriously.
The one thing we
seriously, and what's crazy too is that you brought up. I'm sorry, Ahmed. You'll get your chance. I'm sorry. This is heated. Obviously, we're not in good form. But this is what casually turns into. It becomes ferociously FC. All right, like. You're pointing out here, and I'm sorry, HA. You're putting up a good argument. You're putting up some comments that make me okay. I'm just being nice. Okay, yeah. Who is talking about last season? Yet you brought up Aston Villa and Unai Emery this season. Okay, so Prime asked you, would you have taken him this season when he was in the relegation zone at the beginning of the season? You have not answered it. You have not answered it.
Yeah. I want to actually make another point here, which is that we keep forgetting this, and even guys who are out is forgetting this. Guys, we know what the terms and conditions of signing for Chelsea Football Club are.
I blocked you.
Right? Do you know what the terms and conditions are? You must be obedient, you must follow the rules, and you must sign the terms and conditions, bro. You cannot, do this.
Which is why I'm saying it's directors first before Maresca, unless Maresca has a complete downturn.
Right. So there's that aspect of it as well that we keep forgetting, right? And I think for me, yeah, you can remove the manager, but if the directive is the same, nothing's gonna change. And then there's the player stuff that's related to that that's never going to change. So we're generally stuck in a rock and a hard place right now.
We are. It's
and the thing is, I hate EPL tough because your point EPL tough because I know me and Mark have debated this quite a bit. I was saying, bro, with the guys that we have in the defense, do we need to maybe tactically change something here where we can at least make them look decent? I'm not saying they're gonna look amazing.
Like a back three, centre back partnership,
whether it be a back three, just change some level of the tactics to make yourself at least a bit more compact.
I think maybe if they have like,
but they're not going to do that, Ahmed, because they've brought in a coach that has a particular style of play. They haven't brought in a coach that.
But can we not ask the coach to coach? This is why I can't lie. I'm gonna have to agree slightly with HA here. Can the coach not coach though? Can the coach not do that on his
Ahmed, you brought a coach that has a specific way of playing.
But you know what? You also have a young coach that's gonna keep making these mistakes.
That's true.
So,
bro,
on
but
one
the thing
hand,
is, like,
we can be pissed, but on the other hand, what the fuck do you expect?
Bro, can I just point out, like, and Ahmed, like, come on, bro. When it comes to the defense, are we pretending that in October, Arsenal had that crazy defensive display? What was it? 2 shots on goal, all freaking, whatever, at some point. Well, it was 2 shots on goal in 3 games or something like that they had. Something ridiculous. They kept a pretty good defensive record in October. And we pretty much essentially in the Premier League went band for band with them in November. Like, what are we doing?
I think what I would say to that, at least in my personal opinion, quite simply, is that okay, chill out. Listen, chill out, firstly, Rico. But now, I think obviously, like, listen, if you want to actually improve what we want to do to the centre back wise, if the manager persists, this is the key word. If he's persistent with Chalobah, if he's persistent like with Tosin, right, Buddy Shield, because he is playing these guys right over at Chempong and someone else. You need to find a way, Marshall. Do you not agree with me, bro? Right, if these guys are playing to make these guys look good. Now, obviously, initially it's been with Fofana, right? But Fofana obviously has gotten hurt now. He may not play this Saturday, for example, against Everton. So then you're down to Buddy Shield, Chalobah, and Mr. Tosin, right? So you have to find a way here, to make this work, to make this solid, to make it decent, bro.
That's crazy.
I have to say Mr. Tosin. What do you want? 1 second, okay?
I agree with this.
But listen, Marshall, I've been advocating for Hatta to get a chance.
Yeah.
But he's not had a chance since Karabag. And again, it comes back to the same thing we keep saying again and again and again and again. Right?
I'll tell you right now, EPL.
The man is not helping himself either. Let's
look at how many goals Chelsea has conceded in the Premier League. Let's take a nice little grand old look because
December.
Okay, so goals against Arsenal 9, right? He's the best in the league. Great defense. Yeah. Okay, now next to that, I'm seeing 12 goals conceded. Crystal Palace in second. In third place, let's see. I'm seeing 15. Okay, so we're tied for third least goals against with Aston Villa. Yeah, our really shit defense. Third best defense in the league right now. Our shit defense.
Chill, Ahmed. Maresca is developing Tosin. You're a troll, man. He's developing Tosin.
Ahmed, if you want to have conversations in the chat, can you do it in the chat? Not like.
Sorry, it's funny, man. I'm trying to beat some levity.
Okay, but in terms of the defense,
what you're saying though.
In terms of the defense, I don't think we're genuinely that bad right now, and I don't think the biggest issue. Hear me out. I don't think the biggest issue is necessarily our defense in today's game. In isolation, I think the biggest problem was our midfield just not helping with the defense. And I also think the selection, right? I don't think it was smart to pick the center backs that he picked. I think I was happy that Achimpong played. I would have probably made an argument that maybe Badiashile shouldn't play. Maybe it should be either, if you're going to play Chalobah, put him in there with Achimpong and put Gusto or Reese in right back. Do you have other solutions? You could have had Enzo and Moises Caicedo in the double pivot instead of putting him in the 10. You could have had João Pedro in there, Andrew Santos. You had options. Let's not pretend like you didn't have options. So I like that's where like I disagree. But when you look at the defense as a whole, and this is going to segue over to what Prime said, right? When you look at the defense as a whole, we look a lot better in recent games than we did in the beginning of the season. In the beginning of the season, we looked like absolute fucking dog shit. Fucking dog shit. Right? Leeds, we look horrible as well. Bournemouth, 1 goal. Actually, not even. It was 0-0. We kept a clean sheet. Rob Sanchez is currently 1 clean sheet away from matching Raya. Like, that just goes to show, and we don't rate Sanchez, right? That just goes to show that the defense is helping with that. Now, one thing I will say, I think a lot of it has to do with Fofana. And once Fofana goes down, you have to start being forced to play Tosin. I think the level of the game, the level of every defender in that team goes down. He drags down, I told you, negative aura, which is why I'm not overrating Fofana. I think Fofana has been excellent for us. And on his day, he's our best defender, up there with Levi Colwill. Maybe we paid too much for him, Prime. I'll give you that, especially for his availability. But when he's available and able to perform, he is our best center back. And he is the reason why we have been better in defense since November, since he's been available. Game in and game out.
Okay.
You said he's not. You said that we're overrating him.
Oh my
Yeah, I do believe the fan base does overrate him.
Okay, why?
I don't think he is. I don't think he can no longer be this like world class center back he once was when we bought him.
Potentially. I never said that, but yeah.
I'm not talking about you, Marshall, specifically. I don't even how he's been for Chelsea. Because everyone started glazing him because of the Spurs game and stuff.
Yes.
And saying how he's been immaculate. I thought he was good, but not like this amazing performances he's putting in. I'm not going to glaze him for Spurs. I didn't even talk about how good Caicedo was against Spurs, because it's Spurs. They are ass. They are probably one of the worst teams in this league. Not even probably. They are one of the worst teams in this league. They're awful. So I'm not going to celebrate that. Against Barca, I think he was like okay against Barca, but he also didn't have a lot to do against Barca. I think Chalobah did a lot of the work in terms of he went up against Lewandowski. Chalobah had more to do against Barcelona. And the Arsenal game, I thought he was good, to be fair, but again, Arsenal didn't pose really an attacking threat. And the one thing he really had to deal with, he slept off for the Marino header. He did the same thing today. I think he has been good since he's come back. Maybe you can say really good. I would disagree about cool. But regardless, I still stand by what I say. I want these centre backs gone. I want new quality centre backs to come in. Fofana playing these few games and stuff doesn't like change my mind.
I mean, I ain't gonna lie, people. I would still sell Fofana at the end of the season. I can't even.
I would still sell every single centre back we have.
If you sell him, where do you disagree with me then, Marshall?
Because I don't think he's being overrated. Because when you say that in this context, I'm assuming you're saying it because we're gassing him up too much, not because Twitter tacticos seem to be glazing him. I never once said he's gonna even be world class. So now that I know that you're coming from that perspective, I understand why you're saying that.
I'm not talking. Yeah, but Marshall, I'm not talking about you. This fan base has been overrating Fofana. Yeah, I don't believe he is our best centre back. But then again, look at the quality of centre backs that we have. He probably is, but that's a damning indictment of what we have, Marshall. Because what we have, an 18-year-old in Attribon who he doesn't play week in week out due to the manager. Chalobah's awful. I don't care about the form that he's on, which is great. He is awful. I don't rate him. Tosin's worse. Badiashile, like, you just can't stay fit. And Fofana, even though you've been good these last few games, you can't stay fit either. I don't trust you to stay fit. So what do we have? Get rid of them.
The fuck?
I'm getting rid of them. I don't care. I'm getting rid of them.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna say something that I thought about today, because I think I really okay. Chalobah, I'm sorry about what I said in the beginning of the season. I think you're actually a lot better than most of us in this fan base thought you were. And in recent games, to be fair, you have actually been showing it, and you've actually been consistent, even in these recent games. I didn't realize just how shit Tosin was. Tosin literally drags everyone down. Look at the performances we've had from our center backs today. Like, obviously things capitulated. Tosin gives away the foul at the end. They end up scoring from said foul. And then obviously the mistake between Achampong and Fofana. You could say it's Fofana, but I don't know if he heard or knew Scamacca was behind him. But Achampong played well today. Fofana's been consistent in terms of outside of this game, right? With the keeping clean sheets. Even Chalaba's been looking good. The common denominator is when Tosin is involved in the game.
What does this have to do with what I said?
I just think because you threw Chalaba under the bus a little bit there and said he was shit, and then I reminded
all
me.
Of our center backs. I mentioned all of our center backs.
You literally just said call Chalaba. I don't care. He's been in good form. He's still shit. You literally said that.
I don't rate Chalaba, but I also get rid of everyone,
That's
Marshall. Fine. How do you only focus on one little thing? Everyone must go.
Well, I'm not even criticizing your statement. I'm not even like arguing with you. I'm just saying something separate. Because I'm changing the topic because I'm a host, Prime. Maybe I want to change the topic away from you because I didn't need to respond or say anything to that. I didn't have anything to say. So I wanted to point out something else.
You didn't like the fact that I said that people are overrating Fofana. You challenged me on Fofana.
Yeah, because I realized you're talking about stupid Twitter tacticos calling him world class. And I was like, oh yeah, no wonder you're saying Fofana's overrated. Because you're listening to the Terry Flewers and all these deluded dons in the Twitter timeline saying, oh, Chalaba, oh, this guy's world class and this and that.
I'm not talking about tacticals.
Cool. Can you repeat what I said? Because you didn't listen to a single fucking thing I said, did you?
I didn't mention tacticals at all. I said Chelsea fans. Chelsea fans, not tacticals.
Yeah. The ones that are where?
The ones that are what?
Where? Where are these Chelsea fans that you speak to?
On YouTube, on Instagram, everywhere. Chelsea fans.
Oh, so it's not Twitter. Okay, cool. You should go on Twitter sometime and talk to some of these guys.
Okay, great. It's Chelsea fans. Now, Chalaba.
It's not us.
I've gave him credit for how well he's been playing the last however many games it's been, which is awesome. I still don't rate him overall. I still think he's bad, and I would still get rid of him. Why is that bad to say?
Agreed.
Why do I have to keep him? Because of
I never said it was bad to say. Never said it was bad to say.
So
I'm not challenging anything.
Yes, you are, because I said he's shit. That's what you're challenging me on.
Said who? Oh, yeah. And then I wanted to switch the topic and then say something else about Chalaba because I don't think he's actually been shit. I think a lot of the issues with Chalaba have been because of Tosin. I don't think Chalaba put a foot wrong today. I don't think Chalaba even put a foot wrong in the last game. Well, I can't remember the last time I looked at Chalaba and said, wow, this guy's fucking shit. Well, I think the last time I said that was, what, late October? Early October? I can't remember the last bad game.
And he's playing well on a bit of form, which is great.
Yeah, because he's not with Tosin.
He can still, he's still not that good, and he can still go. Just because you're on a bit of form doesn't mean anything to me. You can still go.
And I never argued that. He could go if he wants to, but I'm also now going to disagree with you that he's shit.
He should go.
Sure. But, yeah, in terms of the game, I can't lie, guys.
Do you think Chalaba steps up as our most experienced defender? Does he step up in any way? Does he lead in any way?
He has been stepping up.
Does he lead? Is he a leader in the team?
Probably to an extent, yes.
Interesting. Cool.
I would say Fofana's more of a leader than him. Fofana's probably more vocal than him.
Which is disgraceful. Chalaba is more experienced. But, okay.
Oh, wait. Oh, Chalaba's more experienced in what way?
He is our most experienced centre back. In terms of age and what he's been through at Chelsea and in the game. He's been playing in Europe longer than these guys have. He's been winning things longer than these guys have. And the fact that he's not our best centre back or he's not a leader in the team, then no one sees it. Okay, cool, that's fine.
Yeah,
I just want better for Chelsea. I don't want to accept the mediocrity, but it's fine.
Okay. I mean, sure. I don't know what else to say about this game, guys. It's just shit from the bottom up. It really is. And I get it, guys. I'm really annoyed by it too. I want to get over this December period because, like, I'll be honest with you, and I've always said this. I've always been this way to the point where it pisses off Scott, pisses off Prime, pisses off all people. I'm not going to react to all this stuff going on at this point of the season. I want to get to the end of the season, see where we're at, and then come to conclusions. But as of right now, obviously, that's not how my channel works. I don't just turn the stream on in the beginning of the season, say, hey, this is what I think, and then turn it back on at the end of the season. We analyze the game in, game out. In the last 5 games, we've been in shit form. 4 games? Yeah, we're winless in 4. So we've been shit in the last 4 games. Hopefully, and I'm not going to hold my breath on this. I repeat myself again. Hopefully, and I'm not going to hold my breath on this, hopefully things turn around. We will see. There's still so much more to go in the season. But right now, it's absolutely shit. And to be fair, I'm a little thankful that all these other teams around us are also somewhat shit as well, because they are not consistent either. I forgot to mention, we have less goals conceded than Man City, only by 1, who are in second place. Like, this league is weird. And same thing goes for UCL. Like, UCL, listen, we're not out of it yet. We can win our next 2. We've seen how this team steps up when they decide to be not stepping up for the beginning of the season, and then when it actually matters, and this is the only result that can get us to through the line, they step up. Like,
Marshall, do you think we can win the Champions?
Yes.
Okay, I agree with you. However, something I've been saying for a while is, I believe that if we get to the semi-final of the Champions League, or maybe even the quarterfinal, depending on the opponent, I believe we'll end up winning the competition. However,
sure,
I don't fully trust us to get to that stage, because these players will play what's a random team in Europe? We'll play like a Leverkusen or something. These guys won't take them seriously, and we'll get knocked out in the round of 16.
The thing is,
that's my big worry, bro.
I don't think that's going to happen, because I think once we get into the round of 16, this team starts to take itself seriously. And it's life or death for them on the pitch.
But no, I mean in terms of the opposition we're facing.
No, that's what I'm telling you. That's what I'm telling you, because I saw this happen at Club World Cup, where we lost to Flamengo. We had a shit performance against Galaxy, and then Tunis was not convincing either. We get through, and all of a sudden, a switch turns on, and we're unstoppable.
How do you think we performed?
Palmeiras gave us a run for their money, but we end up beating them.
How do you think? What did you think of the Benfica game before the lightning strike break?
I thought we were convincingly going to win. Convincingly. We don't even get me started on that Benfica game, bro.
But no, before the lightning break, were you happy with the performance, right?
Yeah. I was happy with Cole Palmer, the way he played on the left.
Okay, first.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like in big games these guys are great, but against teams that we should be beating, quote unquote, these guys worry me, bro.
Yeah,
do we really need to have everyone on the pitch perfect?
We finally agreed on something today, HA.
Like, do we really need to have like what Caicedo and Reese and Palmer fully fit and this guy?
We shouldn't
like,
need to.
Do we need to? And with the way teams in Europe are just picking up injuries, not just in the Prem, but in Europe, they're just picking up these injuries to certain key guys. I don't want to say anything to jinx it. I'm sorry, but this just looks, bro.
Honestly, guys, I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm at a point right now with this team, because December is already looking like the season's over again. I'm at this point where, like, we're honestly banking on the rest of the teams around us to also not be consistent. And to be fair,
Oh my god!
in the last 5 games in the league, because now we're gonna, I'm focusing on the league, right? In the league, Arsenal only won 2 of their last 5. City, although they won 4 of their last 5, did not look convincing at all against Fulham. End up getting a good result against Sunderland. Fair enough. But they also have patches to work out. Villa is the only team I'm looking at right now that is really, really consistent and on form, and they look like they turned their season around. If they can stay that way, who knows? But it's just, there's so many inconsistencies throughout the whole entire league, and I'm just hoping on everyone else, and I can't even depend on this team right now with the way we're playing, and that's sad.
Yeah, I just think, listen, I don't think for me, it's getting tiring at this point. I'm tired.
It is.
I feel like, bro, I feel like the club has been in some level of malaise for the last, bro. Since Poch, essentially, I'll probably say. Yeah, we've been in a malaise, bro, where it's just been same thing again and again. Same things been happening again and again, whether it be the same man, whether it be different managers, same recruitment policy, same quality of players. Right, so it does get to a point where I understand, bro, why the fan base gets reactionary so quickly, bro.
They were below us 2 weeks ago, by the way. Not even a week ago, HA. I'm looking at the teams around us.
But that's what makes it worse. Does that not make it worse, bro? Like, we've got easier fixtures.
It doesn't matter. My point being is that the league in general, everyone is inconsistent. It's not just the top teams; it's also the teams below us.
The thing is, it's about that can be true, Marshall. But the thing is, right now we're not consistent either.
Yeah, I know. It's a problem.
That doesn't help you. That doesn't help you out either, right? And that's not me trying to be negative. That's just me trying to be objective of the matter. Yeah. And it just gets. And I think for me, at some point, I just thought that to me. I said this before. I said it last season, funnily enough, and I'm saying it again. I feel drained. I feel tired. You know what I mean? I just feel like these days I just get angry because I'm just seeing shit play.
Mm-hmm.
And so, I feel like I'm going to be here. When do you face Everton? When do you face Everton? This Saturday?
This Saturday. We were due to against Barca, by the way, people, and Arsenal. I just want to point that out.
I just feel like, again, it's going to be back again. We're going to face Everton, and then hopefully we get a win, because I want us to win, of course.
0-0, Ahmed. I'm telling you right now, it's 0-0.
But if it ends again in a draw, bro, or something else, bro, it just, the negativity is just going to be there.
This is December. I don't know if you could tell, but unlike last season, I'm already checking in December. This is December for us. This is the rest of the December month for us. I hope that it doesn't overlap into January, but this is what
December. Because it did overlap into January last year. It was
and I'm hoping it improves from that. I'm hoping we see improvement, because that'll show me signs of improvement to an extent, at least. I wish I saw it earlier, and I wish we could show signs of improvement in December. But show me something. Show me something. Because right now I ain't seeing shit. If anything, we look worse this season than last season, according to the points. So I'm not happy either, people. I'm not happy. I'm just trying not to be reactionary. I'm not trying to say Maresca out and all this bullshit that's been spewing all over the TL. But I'm not happy about the results either. And if we end the season outside of top 4 without any trophies and shit, fuck it. I'm joining you. Maresca out. Yeah. And get these directors out too. I don't know what else to say, people.
All right. That's what we should say. It's always 2 plus 1.
I'm not going to agree with you on that one. But anyways, any final thoughts before we get the fuck out of here? Get the fuck out of here, man. No? All right, boys. Let's end the misery. Let's see who to raid. Is Wob Sports still on? Is Joey still on? Let me see.
Is Joey streaming right now? Bloody hell.
Apparently, he's probably pissed the fuck off, dude. All right, I'm going to raid out Joey. So I'm gonna put the raid over to Joey. Guys, be sure to smash up the like button because last I checked, we were really close to 50 on the at least the horizontal layout. I don't know about the vertical layout where we're at, but hey, you guys have been performing too on the vertical layout. Let's see if we can get the 50 likes on the vertical as well, people. So yeah, everyone, be sure to smash like on your way out. We're gonna raid out to Wob Sports, so go ahead, copy and paste that raid message. Let him know where you are coming from. That way he knows that Casually is here to raid and show some support. Also, be sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new here. We're trying to get to 5K subscribers, so if you are just discovering this channel, it would be great to see you guys here again and also have a chat, get to know where you see the club, your solutions. Like, listen, as much as we want to cook HA and Scott doesn't like you, HA, and all this stuff, at the end of the day, we're having a discussion because we're passionate fans and we have different opinions as to how we want to go about fixing the issues. And it's a difference of opinions that make this channel unique and what makes the streams entertaining. Because I'm sorry, if this was, and not to bash, but a Lee Gunner echo chamber of Arteta out, then I'm sorry. I think you guys will get pretty bored of the content pretty quickly. So luckily, we don't do that. We do try to bring differences of opinions on here so that we can have different types of discussions. So big up to every single one of you in chat. Subscribe. Be sure to like. Bell notification, hype up if you do have hype points to use, help us out as well. And memberships, there's 4 different tiers starting at 99p. And if you're at the second tier, which is a proper casual tier and higher, I give you guys shout outs at the end of every show. Also shout outs to our regular casual members. And that's going to be Anra, John B, 3504, Gabriel Mejia, Ish 462, Hater Wakas, JC, Dark, Landre Sadiq, A. Soliman, EE, and Adrian. Thank you guys so much for Proper Casuals for the support. Have a wonderful night, guys. We'll catch you again tomorrow for a Casually Chelsea show. We'll talk about a few of the news that has been happening. And then, we'll go from there. Have a wonderful night, or at least try to. And we'll catch you again soon. Stay casual. Peace.